All right.
Hi, welcome back to Phoenix,
To Ace
Arizona.
Attorney.
Phoenix, Arizona is what Pokemon XD/Coliseum are based on.
Yes, yes.
You can really tell that the developers knew absolutely fucking nothing about Arizona.
What? I went there once. There was all kinds of shadow Pokemon gangs.
There was all kinds of lava moats. What do you mean? Climbing
Oh
an
yeah,
infinite tower.
Citadark Isle is beautiful this time of year.
Welcome to Crying Accused Lobby. Wasn't able to find any conclusive evidence yesterday. I'm sure that won't bite me in the ass. But if I can't figure out Lady Kira's motive for threatening the High Priest, then maybe.
Nick, today
Don't look so down, Maya. I'm gonna defend you with everything I've got.
yeah,
It's not
punishment
punishment
time.
time. Wow, Nick, you're really bolstering my confidence, aren't you? You
I
would
think
do
that's
well to
yeah.
cease this insanity while you still can. As I said yesterday, I'm going to defend my client in court. Well, know this. You shall not witness a miracle of the sort that occurred last time. The moment she is found guilty, you too will be found guilty of abetting the accused. I never claimed to be a miracle maker, but I am good at discovering the truth. And unlike miracles, the truth is always waiting to be found. The truth, you say? Then it seems you have chosen your fate. This shall be your very last trial.
Nick.
I'm gonna prove you innocent, Maya. You'll see. After all, you have to introduce the plumbed Punisher, warrior of Nero Twilight Realm to the folks back home, right?
Right.
I think it's plumed, not
I
plumbed.
think it is plumed. Yeah. And maybe a defendant this time, and like all those other times. But I'll be by your side like always, Nick.
Thanks, Maya. Glad to know you'll chortle me as I try to work. This place is tough on lawyers. I'll need all the help I can get. Plus, it's always good to have you on the team. Well, it's time. Let's go. For a second there, I had like a thought. I'm like, in like trial 5, once it's finally revealed that she's like a spirit medium, she's gonna be
Hmm.
like switching to a bunch of people to help me in court, and it'd be really cool if there was like a flashback to all the prosecutors who helped me. And I thought about it for a second. I'm like, wait, they're not dead. That's not how that works. She can't
See
just
what's
pull out fucking Edgeworth and be like, hello.
See, what's really funny is I thought that I understood the problem, which was that they don't like referencing characters from older games if they don't have to. I didn't even think about the fact that they're not dead either.
They're not dead. All right. So who's doing this Udgy? One of us has to do one Udgy, one of us has to do the other Udgy.
um, I'll do the other one.
Okay.
I was just Justine, so I need to take a break from judge duty.
Okay, but you will be Naruto Sand Machine, otherwise known as Naruhita.
Yes, I'll be Nahida. Yes,
That's a
Nahida
trial.
Samadhi. It's a very easy name to pronounce, actually.
I'm sure once I see it again, I'll remember it. Let the trial of Maya Fey begin. The defense is ready, Your Majesty. I forgot
He's
how
thinking.
easy of a job you've been given.
He's thinking like, I'm so cool. I'm so fucking cool.
God, I'm hot. Huh?
I didn't get my evidence ready because I was staring down a mirror for 30 minutes nude.
We can hear you speak.
Oh fuck.
Quiet! Can't you see Prosecutor Sadmati is absorbing in silent prayer? Great. The trial's barely started and the judge is already mad at me.
He's very devout for a prosecutor.
Why is the accused standing over there?
Oh, well,
Your Majesty. In addition to being the accused, she is also my assistant.
The accused is your assistant, you say? Very well, then. A criminal does indeed make a fitting partner to a lawyer with a defiant soul.
That wasn't very nice.
This courtroom would be hell for me. I start to get, like, really woozy and headachy whenever I'm near incense.
Incense, yeah.
Fuck incense. Yeah, well, bad-mouthing lawyers seems to be a custom of sorts here in Korean.
I must say, I'm surprised to see you're still here in Korean, Mr. Wright. And even more so to find you in the Hall of Justice once more. It's almost like you're a lawyer or something. Cannot fathom why you'd willingly risk your life in yet another trial.
The answer's simple, Your Majesty. I'm a lawyer, and this is what lawyers do. Although, to be frank, I'd rather be anywhere but here right now.
Such foolishness.
Such rudeness.
Prosecutor Sanmari. Are you ready to begin now?
Yes, Your Majesty. The prosecution is ready. Let us begin without further delay. Do you like my persona reference? But first, I must promise you both this. I will cast your wicked souls into the fires of hell. Thus shall the soul of the victim attain salvation.
Splendid. I would expect nothing less of you, Prosecutor Sanmari.
Please save the victim's soul, Sabmati.
Punish the wicked liar, there's a something that's right.
I think I'll pass in the whole fire and brimstone deal. Also, don't do too many of those pans. It might slow down the game. We haven't... The jury's still out on that one.
I get it, jury.
But I'm still not surprised by your words or stance, considering what Apollo's told me about you. Ah, Hereford Head.
So, it was you who instilled that putrid lawyerly guile within him.
No, he did that himself. Putrid what?
He too must soon face the fires, lest his soul be lost to redemption. But I shall send you on ahead, so that he will not be lonely when he arrives.
Sorry, but I'm afraid it won't be that easy. People say I never know when to give up. Nervous, Maya?
A little.
Well, when you say shit like that, yeah.
I've never heard the prosecution tell you to go to hell before, even at yours, so yeah, I'm a little nervous.
No, you haven't heard his bedroom talk. Feels like it's been ages since
No,
we
your
stood
walls
side
are
by side.
thin, Nick. Your walls are thin.
Feels like it's been ages since we stood side by side in this court. He just like starts elbowing Maya.
Too bad I'm the defendant.
Again. And I hit the wrong button.
Oh no,
Don't
you can't
worry.
replay the voice acting in this one.
We haven't lost the case yet. You can't replace the typewriter sound effect.
Yeah. You're right. Let's give this everything we've got, Nick.
Shut up. No Danganronpa references in my courtroom. Not in
Literally
Prosecutor Sanmari.
1984, but
Would
okay.
you please explain the case at hand? No Among Us references either.
No, that's too far. Of course, Your Majesty. Let us begin the last rites of the victim. This is my Taco Bell order. Maya Fey has been charged with the crime of murder.
Nick, his shits are gonna be like lava.
Oh god, his eyes are like that. The victim of her heinous crime, not to be confused with her anus crime, that's a whole other deal, was
Oh
High
God, you
Priest
don't know about my
Taras
heinous crimes. I mean, that paper's an anus crime.
He was conducting the purification rites when he was brutally slain.
And the cause of death?
Let us review the victim's autopsy report and the crime scene photo, shall we? Holy shit, he's looking dead. The cause of death was blood loss from a stab wound delivered to the abdomen. The murder weapon was likely the Warbad dagger, which was used in the rite. However, the weapon is yet to be found, though the scene was thoroughly searched.
A sacred relic used as a tool of murder? The Holy Mother's wrath shall be most severe.
The murder itself took place at the height of the purification rite. The accused had donned Lady Kira's sacred robes.
He just lifts his leg to the table, and then he puts the finger circle over it, and then you go like...
Got you.
Nah, why?
Now you're going to hell for sure. And the victim was there to offer prayers as a high priest of Koreanism. During the rite, the victim and accused were the only two at the inner sanctum. Therefore, the only person who could have slain the victim is Maya Fey.
I must say that does cast a great deal of suspicion on the accused.
Indeed. Now then, allow me to submit this diagram of the crime scene as evidence in this case.
Okay.
In Koreanism, slaying a priest is a sin most grave and dreadful. As such, Maya Fey's soul shall be plunged into the lowest level of hell, the hell of tickling. There she shall be tickled without end for 500 million years.
That is a terrible fate indeed. Would the defense care to respond?
And here I thought the lowest level of hell was the hell of back pain.
I don't remember killing anyone, and I don't have that dagger or anything like it.
Yeah, you hear that? As my client stated, she has no memory of the event as described by the prosecution. More importantly, she had no motive to kill the high priest in the first place.
Fun fact, that voice you just heard is Matthew Mercer.
Oh, that's neat.
I thought you might say that. Nevertheless.
Does Naida speak in any cutscene?
I mean, that's a spoiler. The meaningless prattle of lawyers is utterly ineffectual here in the Hall of Justice. For all will be made clear by her benevolence, Rafa Padma Kurain's insights.
Padme? I love her from the prequel movies.
I prefer Star Trek.
So it is, and so it shall be. The divination seance reveals the truth for all to see.
Here we go again.
Bailiff!
Please show in the royal
Ow.
priestess. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
It's Princess Rafe. Oh, how beautiful her benevolence looks again today.
Glory, my mother is my name.
As popular as ever, I see. Rest assured, good people of Karain, I will defeat this murderer and her abettor. Walk. They shall not escape on their freedom expressed today.
What a joy it is to have the royal priestess back in the Hall of Justice. May the Holy Mother grant us her divine favor. Or Durhahaya. Karain.
She sure looks pleased with herself. Especially for someone who didn't know what a Freedom Express was until yesterday. Is there something stuck to my face, barbed head? No, nothing, your benevolence.
Now then, your benevolence. The divination seance, if you please.
Very well. Nana, my rope.
I love Nana's, like, cha-cha slide.
She moved fast.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name.
Wow, getting to hear this and not have it be laggy nonsense. It's like, wow.
Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped.
That voice
O
actor
dance
is
of devotion,
similar.
Guide
familiar.
the victim's soul to me,
I can look it up.
so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
I'd say check Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is like a catch-all. It gets everybody.
I mean, I'm just gonna check IMDb for the voice actress.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the name, Brina Palencia?
No.
Let's see.
Skip any
Oh,
heroes.
good! She did Minetta's voice in the dub.
Oh no.
She also did Izuzu Soma in Fruits Basket English.
If we were able to say that in court, that would probably get her immediately killed.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. She did an English voice of Juvia from Fairy Tail. Oh, she
Oh.
did Mad Moxie from Borderlands 3.
Ah. Wow. That's some different typecasting.
and Borderlands 2. Normal Moxie, I guess. She did PP me in
Still
one of the Pop
Mad
Team Epic
Moxie.
episodes. The credit
So-
just said Moxie for 2.
Yeah, it's just Moxie. Her name is Moxie, but she's Mad Moxie.
Oh, she did, she voiced Ira in Fire Emblem Heroes, apparently.
Heroes.
Oh, she's fucking, at least in the anime, I don't know about the game, she's Ibuki Miyoda.
That person from Danganronpa.
Yeah.
Who's
And I think that
Ibuki
was the
again?
same voice, I think that was the same voice. She's the one who's like, Yahoo! All the time. And she's like a guitarist, and she's like blue, or black and pink hair.
Oh, that
No.
girl.
And I was sad when she died.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
you were pretty sad about that. I forgot how fucking long that was. God, that must have been torture in like half speed.
Yes.
All right, this
Oh, yeah, I
scene
remember-
is burned into my memory.
Yeah, because this one had a bit of a bullshit answer, I think.
Wind. Footsteps. Weeping.
The victim's Mitama has spoken. The divination seance is complete.
Great. Another clearly incriminating seance vision. What a surprise.
It could not be any clearer, O foul defense. The accused donned the sacred robes of Lady Kira and then attacked the victim.
Oh, how very terrible it must have been. Figure of Lady Kira lit against the dim lantern light. The scent of incense growing ever more potent as she drew near. One could almost sense the horror epidemic he must have felt.
The facts as presented by her benevolence are indisputable. But that wasn't me. Do something, Nick.
I'm working on it. That couldn't have been any clearer. Looks like I'm in for another uphill battle. The accused committed this foul act during our ancient tradition, the purification rite. Come to think of it, the rites guide explains the multi-part purification rite in detail. The transformation rite. The high priest reads scripture while a priestess dons the robes of Lady Kira. The rite of water. Lady Kira enters the spring, and the high priest purifies her along with her dagger. The rite of fire. The priestess circles the sacred flames to purify her soul. Indeed. It would seem that the murder occurred during the transformation rite. The rite dictates that the high priest stand in front of the spring. Therefore, the accused must have attacked him from the direction of the broken lantern. Well, Barbed Head, would you care to object? Of course, because I know my client is innocent. So you say. You truly did not know when you were beaten, do you? I managed to pull it off last time with Albie. I'll just have to do it again.
You intend to find fault with her benevolence's insights yet again. It would seem lawyers are Balconin creatures indeed.
Look at that. Exactly as a Polokunk, whatever that is.
Someone who's a real piece of work, so to speak.
They can call me anything they want. The only thing I care about is uncovering the truth. So, Barbed Head, are you foolish enough to risk your life for your so-called truth? Because my insights are the truth. To deny them is to willingly dig your own grave.
Except for that one time.
Bloodborne insight mechanic. The victim commenced the purification rite by bowing to the lanterns and reading a sutra. As the first part, the transformation rite, ended, he lowered the sutra. Suddenly, he heard the accused approaching footsteps and smelled her incense-laden robes. It was then that the victim felt an intense pain. I believe this is when he was stabbed. As his life's blood spilled over, his vision dimmed till finally he passed from our world. Is it bad that the only sutra I know is the Kama Sutra? That is everything the victim experienced in his final moments.
I mean, whether it's bad or not, same here, so...
Famous sutras. The Lankavatara Sutra, the Diamond Sutra, the Lotus Sutra, the Buddhavamasasaka Sutra. I think that's probably like Buddhism, shorter sutras. I'm guessing that the... Oh no, the Kama Sutra's on there. It's like the 11th thing. I want to look up the Kama Sutra. Maybe later.
Dressed in the sacred robes of Lady Kira, the accused rushed the victim head-on. The brutal stabbing she perpetrated could not have been any clearer.
Yes, it is plain for all to see.
No, it wasn't me. A sudden drowsiness came over me during the transformation rite. I didn't even get a chance to put on Lady Kira's robes. You waste our time with such meaningless statements, accused. You cannot explain away the truths revealed by the royal priestess's divine insight. Oh. How did you end up finding contradictions last time?
The deceased final moments include all 5 senses.
Oh, you mean those words that appeared in the Pool of Souls? It looked to me like the bigger the word, the stronger the sensation was to the victim.
Yeah, that's how it looked to me, too. The sensations themselves are never wrong, only their interpretations. That's why I tried to point out mistakes in Rafa's insights the last time.
So there could be contradictions between what Abe and me felt and her insights, huh?
You got it. I'm gonna find them this time, too. Should I check how to point out contradictions in Rafa's insight? I got this. You have chosen death. Now I remember how it works. Still, sensation this time seems to fluctuate more than the ones from Albi's trial. In which case, I better keep an eye on the changes in their intensity, too. Okay, time to put out the sensations that contradict the insights. The sensations contradict the evidence. No. Fuck. Right. So I don't really use the court record here, right? That's not a thing I do. It's like you have to pick between... Right, you can pause it.
I think you can like select a thing on the screen and you're like, hey, this is what's wrong with the insight.
Yeah.
I think sometimes the evidence might matter, but I don't think you present evidence.
Yeah, you select this.
Right? Yeah. Because the thing is like sometimes the evidence, it's like for example, like with the I think this one might have to do with the incense, and it's like if you have a thing from the court record that says like actually the robes didn't smell like incense, then that would be like a thing you could, then that would help you realize what the thing is.
Yeah.
I don't actually remember if that's the case, by the way.
Yes.
I think we should probably just read through the insights and figure it out. I know I played the game before, but it's been a while.
So basically, the whole thing's a fancy way for Lady Kira to take a bath once a year. Must be nice to be her, haha.
And then you've also got to like play it through so that you can see what's going on during these, because there's 5 insights and then 5 scenes, right?
Yeah. Oh, right. I remember this one. It's because the lantern.
Oh, the
is...
Oh, right. It's not the footsteps getting. I think it might be the footsteps not getting louder. I think the lantern's later.
But the fact that the lantern is lit, I guess that would be later because there's nothing special about the lantern.
Yeah, I
yet.
think that she updates her thing, and then it's the
Right.
lantern.
Footsteps.
Yeah, see, the footsteps stay the same intensity. So then
Yeah.
you would select, and then you'd go to, and then you choose footsteps.
Right. All right. So actually,
Oh yeah, I might have faded too much.
approaching footsteps.
Yeah, so I think if you select it now, it should do it.
Objection!
Yeah. Okay. The victim supposedly heard the accused's approaching footsteps. But did he really? What nonsense is this? Is it not abundantly clear? No, it's not, because there's something strange about those footsteps. Strange? Explain yourself, barbed head. The footsteps are strange because they don't get louder. Bang. They're not getting any louder.
And why exactly does that matter?
Please focus your attention on the incense that the victim smelled. The scent grows stronger as the accused approaches. If the accused really had approached the victim, the sound of her footsteps would have grown louder as the scent of incense grew stronger.
I love the, like, wind blow damage animation.
It's like, what's the name of her assistant again?
Oh, sorry, of who?
The name of Rafa's assistant.
Oh, Nana.
It's like, Nana, I took damage. Blow wind. Okay, she turns on like a fan. Thank you, Nana.
Why, this makes perfect sense. How can this be explained to benevolence?
Well, there must be a reason.
She's a fraud. Hacked.
Killer! It is as they say. Even a putrid worm of a lawyer will turn.
He's exactly right. Kill the lawyer.
This is the most easily swayed crowd of my life. What does that even mean?
He's not exactly singing your praises, that's for sure. Still, we cannot discount this information solely on account of its lawyerly source. Your benevolence. Perhaps you must listen more carefully to the Abbot's mitama.
Listen more carefully. What's he talking about? Yes, it would appear so. I shall try to refine the sensation. Refine the sensation? I can more accurately gauge sensations by deepening my communications with the mitama. I didn't know you could do that. Why have we never done this before?
By refining a sensation, a clearer picture of the truth can be discovered. It's almost like an updated autopsy report. Are you familiar, lawyer?
Is this anything like CSI Miami where they enhance the footage?
Yeah, but this makes more sense because it's already magic bullshit anyways. So
Sure.
who cares? Now, Investigations 2, that was actually bullshit when they zoom in on the
Oh, that was
photos.
magic. What are you talking about? Giant mighty Musilla.
Yeah.
Oh, blessed Mitama, I beseech you, hear me now and respond to my call. I wonder how far away we are from technology that does that.
I mean, the best you could do is, like, predictive AI that takes some pixels and it tries to extrapolate on them to what is most likely what they are, but that wouldn't really be permissible in court unless we lived in Korean.
We're getting there.
Footsteps
Yeah, we're
changing to
getting
bells. What could this mean?
They were the footsteps of the victim. Oh. Bells. The only bells at the scene of the crime were.
Ah, that jingling must have come from Abbot Inme's bells.
You mean those big things he had on his ankles?
Well, there you have it. The sound of bells was from the High Priest's own footsteps.
Then that means... If the footsteps belonged to the victim himself, it means it was the victim who was moving, not the accused. The victim was the one who went running towards the broken lantern from the spring. A far cry from what her benevolence's insight would have us believe. Thanks, Nana.
Why would the victim have approached the accused?
Maybe
By the
he
way,
was
the
trying
music
to
in this
defend
one's
himself.
really good.
Yes, in all the games.
Please explain.
He could have felt threatened by Lady Kira standing there with a dagger. If so, he might have thought to overpower her before she attacked. Still your voices. This is nothing but a theory, and a poor one at that. Do not led astray by this lawyer's obvious postulation.
While his insolence is inexcusable, I would ask that you calm yourself, Your Benevolence.
Is there something you would care to say, Prosecutor Sadmati?
Even if it was Abbot Inme who moved, it does not negate the accused's crime.
What do you mean?
The accused was likely waiting for the High Priest to approach. And as he neared, she plunged the dagger into him. It is as simple as that. Or as shrimple as that, as I like to say.
You've never said that.
I say it all the time.
Maya, has he ever said that? No.
No, I don't think he has, Nick. Execute them both!
The judge is just like, have you ever said that? Rafa, back me up here.
No.
No. Nana?
No.
No. The courtroom. No, I've
Bailiff?
never heard that. Maybe like, what? No, that wasn't him. Okay, fine, I don't say that. I just want to be cool, right?
You know, Apollo would have believed me, but whatever.
Really doesn't change much, does it? Yes, it's as the prosecutor has said. In fact, it is as I meant to say all along as well. Right, and that's why you were so shocked when you first heard it. Understand now, lawyer. That contradiction you conjured up has come to naught. It is shrimply not applicable.
He just breaks into a quiet sob.
Once I hone my insights, it will vanish like the dying rays of the sun.
Does she know something we don't?
Oh, well, here we go.
Yeah.
See, the fact that it was Abbott in me who moved changes nothing. Ah, come on, Phoenix, you gotta keep her cool. That contradiction I pointed out must mean something. That one sensation changed after Princess Rafa refined her vision. It stands to reason that something else might have changed because of the refinement. I should focus on any sensations that have been changed, while searching for more contradictions between them and her insights. Nick, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know. This is fucking kangaroo court, okay? Not that. Alright. Alright, can I select that maybe?
I think... maybe?
I think it's good enough.
Objection!
No. Your benevolence, isn't this statement inconsistent with the vision? Inconsistent? I think not. Exactly. That's where the inconsistency lies.
No. I believe it is defense's thought process that has inconsistent lies.
Guess that wasn't an inconsistency after all. Maybe it's the wind?
I mean, they just told us that some of the sensations might have changed, so it might be something else. But like, let's watch through it. Oh, the water. That's it. Because that means that he ran into
Right.
water. Yeah. So I think that's it. You select and you choose water.
You know what the hell's up with this?
And then later the lantern will be a problem because they're gonna have like turned it around, and then it's like, okay, but then why does the lantern still broken?
Hold it! How do we know the purification rite was performed exactly as it was supposed to be? That's easy. The custom governing the rites are very clear, and Abbot and me would have adhered to them. Well, that's strange.
Mr. Wright, would you care to explain what's so strange?
Yes, I would ask you to consider the sound of the victim's footsteps. The sound of bells changed to the sound of water at one point. What's this? It's simple. Or shrimple. The victim must have stepped in some water.
Oh.
Yes. And the one source of water in the inner sanctum is the spring. And therein lies the contradiction. What contradiction? I believe the rite started out as it should have. The victim stood with his back to the spring, and the accused stood right in front of him. But we now know that the victim then moved into the spring.
That is absurd.
This means the accused's location differs from what her benevolence's insight indicates. Seriously, Nanny, you're on the ball today.
And where do you propose the accused stood once the dawn lady cured robes?
Based on the sound of the victim's footsteps, I believe Maya was standing here. So Maya was in the spring?
Well, because I think the like.
Yeah, the implication is that's where she was standing, and then he rushes into the spring.
Well, but I think that like I don't know if we're supposed to answer where we think the murderer was, or where we think
remember
Maya
was also in there as well.
Well, I think Maya was back, and then he like turns 180 degrees.
No, he doesn't. He turns back to where she was, which was the spring.
But I mean, I think that's what you're supposed to think, and then it turns out that actually
we're not proving that it's not Maya just yet. We're proving that they were both in the spring, which means that they're doing the ritual backwards, because he's supposed to be standing in the spring. Until this moment, we've all just assumed that Amidimi and Miss Faye were standing where they were supposed to be, as shown in the rites guide. In short, the victim should have been standing with his back to the spring and the accused in front. However, if that's how this was really standing, he couldn't have stepped into the spring as he approached her. The problem is the victim did step into the spring. This could only mean that Miss Faye had actually been standing in the water.
But if this is true, then their positions would have been completely reversed.
Yeah.
It's just weird because it says like, where do you think Maya was? I was like, well, I don't think she killed him. So I don't.
Well, yeah, you don't think she killed him, but in the vision, it is true that Maya was sitting exactly where he was.
I mean, I think the next contradiction is you present the lantern, and then that proves the 180 degree thing. Right.
But that's what we're saying here. We're saying, like, we're not, with this contradiction, saying that it wasn't Maya. We're saying, hey, both Maya and this person were sitting in the spring.
Yeah, I was just one step ahead. I was just one step ahead because of the way they phrased the question.
Yes.
What is going on here, Miss Faye? Were you really standing in the spring?
I'm sorry, but I barely remember anything about the rite.
The high priest would never make such an obvious blunder during the rite.
What on earth is that even possible?
Be that as it may, this does not overturn my insights. It doesn't? Let us say the accused was standing in the spring. So what? So what? This completely reverses their positions is what? That their positions differed from what the customary as result is rather curious. However, what does that change? It certainly does not erase the accused's brutal crime. Well, I guess you have a point there. You lawyers are an absurd breed. Never thinking ahead, you cling to the first insignificant contradiction you can muster.
Sounds like Princess Rafa has a pretty good grasp on what lawyers are all about.
No, just my cases. Where would I be without your brutally frank commentary right now? Where would I be without your ballpark frank commentary right now? That you can only get at the Mets Stadium. Gotta love the Mets. Let's go Mets. Hit a home run.
Yeah,
Is this
maybe.
contradiction really meaningless? But something really doesn't feel right. Did I take a wrong turn somewhere? I will now amend my insights to account for this new truth. Now that the contradiction is no more, but the truth of the matter still stands, no matter how stubbornly you deny it.
What do you have to say for yourself now, Mr. Wright?
Yeah.
Your Majesty, this lawyer may have raised a trivial objection, but her benevolence's insights have no further inadequacies of any kind.
Yes, so it would seem.
Wait a second, but there is another contradiction.
It is so hard getting this butterfly back on my finger every time. Still you flounder about, wretched beast. Though you rack that putrid brain of yours, nothing worthwhile will come of it.
Maya, please tell me you remember something that might help us out here.
Sorry, I really don't remember a thing. But now that the place I was standing in has changed, who knows? That alone may cause a new discrepancy with Princess Rafa's insights.
That's right. We now know that Maya was standing in the spring. A major change like that could very well produce a contradiction. I should take another look at the inner sanctum diagram in the court record and confirm where Maya and Abbott and me were standing. And then focus on finding any discrepancies between their positions and the insights. Okay.
So this is the fucking lantern one.
But, like, now it's saying it's that lantern. Is that the one that's broken?
The thing is that's the broken lantern, which, if you look at the map...
Is the map, like, over here? Yeah.
See the lantern... You would have
It's
to be
broken
looking...
down there.
Exactly, which means if you're looking at Maya and the broken lantern is to her left, she has to be down there, right?
Alright, so can we see the broken lantern early on?
I think
Or
it's
is
when
it-
the wind happens.
Okay.
Because that's, like, you see, like, the fire, like, gets blown out, you see?
Yeah.
And then you have to choose whatever the right insight is to object against. It wouldn't be this insight. Oh wait, but this is... Oh, that's weird. I do think this is the lantern one. Yeah, it's just one of the different, it's just one of the other insights, I think. Because there's no wind going on here.
But there's no other wind, so, like... how
Yeah,
do I
so
click
go,
on it?
go through the insights.
Oh. Oh, you mean here.
Yeah, so I think that it's that, maybe. This one gave me, I think this one gave you and Zuper trouble, and it also gave me trouble in my own playthrough. I think you
So,
choose the
is it the
lantern.
sight or the wind?
I think it's the sight. I think it's the sight of the lantern, because you see how the
Yeah.
fire kind of gets pushed out of it.
Yeah.
Objection!
Okay. Good.
Alright, that's about 90 minutes in my personal playthrough.
Just that? Oh no.
It didn't take you and it didn't take you and Zuper as long as it took me, but because I think on my end, like the fucking I think I had I had the game at a lower resolution or something, so it was like even harder to see it.
Ooh. Your benevolence, I found a new contradiction. He's like, oh, for fuck's sake. You did? No doubt it's but another of your vile attempts to slander my insights. Nope. Take a good look at what the victim saw. It just might change your mind. The lantern flame behind the accused was flickering. There is nothing unusual about that, especially as the wind had stirred. No, that's where you're wrong. Because it got wind guards. The accused had been standing in the spring. Then what you see here should be one of the lanterns flanking the statue. I fail to see your point. My point is something is wrong here. The two lanterns flanking the statue are both outfitted with glass wind guards. But neither lantern flame should have been flickering in the wind in the first place.
She seems pretty tickled, Nick.
I don't remember saying anything funny. I fail to see what you wish to prove here, but very well. I shall refine the vision and reveal the truth for all to see. Oh, blessed me to I beseech you. Fix your sight upon the lantern there. Enhance the image. Huh? The lantern doesn't have a wind guard on it. And rightly so. For the wind guard was removed to reveal the sacred flame within for the rite of fire. Therefore, there is nothing odd about that flame flickering. Say what? But when we searched the crime scene, those lanterns had their wind guards on.
That's because the police put them back on.
They tampered with the crime scene.
The sacred flames have burned uninterrupted for hundreds of years, Defense. We could not risk them being extinguished, even during an investigation.
That would never fly back home. Well, Barbed Head, are you done quibbling? Are you going to support Quibbly? I heard it's really good. It got canceled. Oh. Well, if so, then it is time to bow down before this testimony on the Mitama.
Nick.
Don't worry, Maya. I'm just getting started. Alright, let's go over everything we know so far. Maya was wearing Lady Kira's robes and standing in the spring. The High Priest is thought to have been moving towards her. So I should look for sensations that stand in contradiction to this arrangement. I won't give up. I'm gonna find a contradiction that will undermine the accusation against Maya. Not that.
So maybe the earlier lanterns might be.
Oh, you're thinking that he did a right, now I remember. He did do a 360.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, cause where is it?
Is that the one that's broken?
It might be. And then he turns.
Because that one's fixed, see?
Yeah. That's the thing. No, you know what? I think this is the one that took me so long. Because go back to the lantern that we need to look at. The first one to Maya's left.
Not that one. Alright. So he bows to the left one. Then he goes to the right one. And the right one is missing the back part.
Yeah, how can you fucking tell that's broken? I can't. What is broken? It looks
Alright,
the
see?
same as the other ones.
You see? Alright, look at, like, the rim around it, right? Okay, you see that?
I see the rim, sure.
Now look at this rim. See?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, that's something that, like...
You need to have, like...
It just looks like the missing rim is, like, in shade or something.
Yeah.
I think it might not be that insight. It might be...
Oh, yeah, it's not that insight. Yeah. Actually, it's not bad. The spring side lantern. Yeah, it's this one, because it's not the spring side lantern.
Objection!
God fucking damn it! What could this possibly mean? The lantern clearly contradicts the inside. But this contradiction will overturn the entire case I've been building.
Are you alright, Mr. Wright? 1 minute you shout out and the next you fall silent.
Perhaps it is like the bellow of one who is barreling down a hill with no way of stopping. Is that not right, Prosecutor Sadmati? I don't know. he's just toking. Don't get cold feet now, Phoenix. Even if this overturns the entire case you've built so far, the only way is to keep moving forward, because that's where we'll find the truth. Sorry, but I'm not barreling down a hill. In fact, I'm in full control of everything with the indisputable contradiction I've just found. Is that so? The lantern behind the accused clearly, no, blatantly contradicts your insight. Does it now? I'm sure that was a great line to read after you spent like 90 minutes trying to figure it out.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I think at some point I looked it up. I don't think it was full 90 minutes. But...
One of the lanterns on the entrance side of the inner sanctum was broken. And if you watch what Abbot Immy saw in the final moments... you will notice that the lantern behind the praying form of Miss Fey is broken.
Actually, I don't notice shit. That looks entirely normal.
Yeah, so he doesn't do actually a 360,
It
just
looks
as a 180.
shrimply normal. Yeah, it doesn't do a 360. I mean, that would just be a full rotation.
Yeah. The lantern behind Lady Kira, however, is still intact. In short, we are seeing two different lanterns in this seance vision. How could this be? And even if it were so, how will that contradict my insights? Let me start by saying, the claim I'm about to raise will overturn the case I've built thus far.
Will the defense please explain himself?
Based on the broken lantern, we can tell Abbot and Maya and Abbot Immy's positions. Yes. Where the accused and the victim were actually standing.
But did you not just finish asserting that the accused was standing somewhere else?
I did, and I built my argument on that faulty premise. But thankfully, it has led us here. To the actual spot where Mai Fei was standing.
I must say, the defense keeps changing its assertions in such a capricious manner. Its credibility may come into question.
I'm willing to take that risk, Your Magistrate, because I believe this will be the last time. I'd like to start by pointing out the actual spot where the accused was standing.
Very well. Show us where you now believe the accused was actually standing.
Based on the location of the broken lantern, where was Maya really standing? Right there.
Take that!
I wasn't thinking straight before, but now it's all falling into place. You know, the victim had stepped into the spring. That means that Maya Fey had to have been standing in the water as he approached. However, his memory, which has only now become clear, reveals that Miss Fey was standing by the side of the broken lantern. In other words, she was standing where she was supposed to be standing according to the custom. Does that not bring us back to the very beginning? No. This is where things take a different turn. And I mean that literally. The victim had to have been moving towards the spring. That means that while he was moving, he had his back turned towards the accused. What's this? Do you mean to say the victim turned around during the rite? But such an image appears nowhere in the seance vision. Actually, it does appear. It's just that no one noticed until now.
No one noticed? How could that no one notice something so big?
There was a moment when the scripture the victim was holding was all he could see. Thanks to that, none of us could tell that he was, in fact, turning around in that moment. Nana, thank you.
If it is as the defense asserts, then her benevolence's insights no longer make sense.
I will say, Nayuta has one of the best table slams.
How do you intend to explain that?
Finger guns. I don't need to explain anything, because it's just as you said, Prosecutor Sadmati. Her benevolence's insights don't make any sense because they contain a huge error. Such insolence.
Killer!
A huge error, you say? Do explain.
The huge error is...
The number of people.
Yeah. I believe this is what happened at the scene of the crime. The victim was reading a suture when suddenly he sensed someone behind him. He immediately looked back to see someone dressed as Lady Kira standing there. Wishing to see who it was, he approached the robed figure. That's when he was stabbed. This cannot be! Oh, but it can. And it is! The insight stating the accused stabbed the victim is wrong. And that is the real truth lying behind this testimony of the dead.
Pull.
Oh.
Oh, Kunka! Thanks, Nana.
Are you suggesting that there was someone else at the scene of the crime?
Have I misunderstood the voice of the Mitama yet again? This cannot be... Oh my god, he killed her! That was a close one. But I managed to divine the reason and the meaning behind the seance vision somehow. I should add these new facts to the court record. I can never have an apartment next to somebody. I would bother the shit out of them.
Your benevolence, please allow me to take it from here. Excuse me. I will overturn the brash accusations of this faithless, putrid-minded lawyer.
Yeah, I shall place my trust in you.
Trust in me, get it? Like the guy who died.
That's really funny, Satmati. I'm gonna
It's
kill
shrimply
myself
hilarious. Alright, have fun with that.
Are you sure about this, Prosecutor Sadmati?
My work as an international prosecutor has taken me to courtrooms around the world. And in that time, I have learned to perform last rites for souls in trials lacking a seance.
Yes, of course. Forgive my ludicrous inquiry.
And I've never lost a single trial. Moreover, I have with me a forensic investigator from overseas. I will show you all the most magnificent last rites ever seen.
She's like, oh wow, you really set me up here. Thanks, bud. I guess he really does think highly of Emma and her forensic expertise. I'm impressed that he's come to understand that value. Then again, he is an international prosecutor who solved tough cases around the world. Time to hunker down, huh?
Now then, let us continue with today's proceedings. Could the defense please tell us who the third party dressed as Lady Kira was?
That's not my job. Yeah, well, somebody should go to prison, shouldn't they?
Your new claim has negated the insides of the Royal Priestess. So I trust you have some evidence to support it, correct?
Yeah, of course. This third party must have really wanted to kill the High Priest. I might be able to identify who it was, if I had the evidence of their murderous intent.
Well, we're waiting, Mr. Wright.
The evidence that can reveal the identity of the third party is this.
Yes, what is it?
Give me a moment, just sifting through my shit. No, it's not the fucking arrow. It's not the doll.
How much shit do you have in that bag?
Listen, I have a lot. Here, you want to see my... Here, look at this for a while. This isn't it, but you just take my attorney's badge.
Oh, it's a very nice attorney's badge.
It's do you remember which one it is?
Does he blame the escaped prisoner yet?
Not yet.
It's this, I guess?
Yes, but no. It's the thing that was in that, which is on the last page. Yeah. I meant on the previous. I meant the previous page. My bad. Not the last page.
Yeah. This one.
To the right.
The warning. Yeah.
Take that!
3 days before the purification rite, the victim received a warning letter from an unidentified individual.
He did?
Whoever sent it clearly meant to threaten the High Priest. The letter said do not perform the rite, but the rite went on as scheduled. I believe this is why the High Priest was murdered.
Who do you suppose sent that letter?
A person with something to hide. The rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira herself. Look at his finger, it's huge!
It's gigantic!
I bet he makes someone very happy with that finger.
Peace!
Did you hear that, Nick?
I don't understand. I just heard that Lady Kira has been in the news of late, only hunted rebels. If so, why would she have killed the High Priest?
Excellent question. Maybe it would help to think of it this way. What if the High Priest had secretly been a rebel? The High Priest? He couldn't have possibly been a rebel.
The High Priest, a devout follower of Koreanism, a rebel. Do you even comprehend the blasphemy of which you speak? Well, do you?
I too found it hard to believe at first. But as I continued my investigation, it started to become more and more plausible.
Objection.
The third party was the rebel hunting Lady Kira, and the High Priest was a rebel.
Bang.
Your mockery of Koreanism, no. Of the kingdom of Korean itself knows no bounds.
Oops. That shameless Bukunkanen lawyer.
He's making a mockery of our religion.
As a faithful Koreanist, I take issue with these claims. And I am loath to admit them in today's proceedings.
I don't like where this is going.
The defense's claims are but vile blasphemy tantamount to spitting on the Holy Mother.
Are you really that big of a deal, Maya?
Abbot Enmi was a distinguished monk and very well respected too, so yeah.
Ugh. Please don't let this turn into an international incident.
But fear not, good people of Korean. The rantings of this putrid-brained lawyer who seeks to sully the soul of the deceased. I didn't say Sal.
Seeks
It's a
to
triplet.
sully the Sal Goodman of this deceased.
Something Albuquerque. Shall come to no avail once I conclude these last rites. The prosecution's assertion that the accused killed the victim remains unchanged.
But the victim was stabbed in his abdomen. How is it possible when he had his back turned towards Maya Fey? Someone else must have killed him.
Objection.
Maya Fey can move, you fucking idiot.
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
Dun, 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 dun. You may have invalidated the seance, but do not let it go to your putrid head. The karmic flow of this trial is, as yet, still in my hands.
How could he be so confident?
Something has occurred to me, you see. I shit myself. And your allegations... I wasn't gonna laugh, but...
Ali laughed, so that makes it a lot funnier.
And your allegations of a third party are but a deluded fantasy. And I shall prove that by calling the new witnesses. An eyewitness who will deliver a definitive answer that will dispel the defense's doubts.
Here he is.
In the meantime, I will be taking a bathroom break.
Yep, he definitely shit himself.
An eyewitness.
It's a good thing this room is full of incense, because otherwise... Oh, I just... You should be thankful, really.
Very well. Let's call this eyewitness to the stand. Narita, please stop talking about you shitting yourself.
It's just like, well, I do this in every trial.
Wear a diaper. It's him again.
Well, no. He has to be the shaggiest witness I've ever laid eyes upon. Please state your name and occupation.
You know, that's so-and-so whatchamacallit.
Fusion and bite and blast. Anonymous. TBD. At least that's what they've been calling me. TBD, as in to be determined? Can't you tell us your real name?
The witness has suffered a blow to the head, rendering him amnesiac. Therefore, I named him Anonymous TBD in my report, but he thinks TBD is part of his name.
Objection!
You're letting an amnesiac testify.
Have no fear, I have already questioned him at length.
He supported my theory.
While it is true he has utterly forgotten his name and past, his memory of what he witnessed is still very much intact.
Oh, sure, that flies. Consider the death of information. Any knowledge may be of any help. Therefore, I will permit his testimony. Now, Mr. Amos, please tell us what you saw.
Imus. I guess Imus is his name.
I mean, he's anonymous.
I remember this being really stupid.
That night, I was up at the top of Mount Pony Pony, the mountain next to the inner sanctum. I had crowd, so I climbed up there to pray in peace. You know it's a no-no, but since there was no one around, I used my binoculars to spy the way at the inner sanctum. That's when I saw the accused stab the high priest with a dagger.
Whee! There's no way you saw Miss Faye stab the victim with a dagger.
I swear I don't know what he's talking about. Or don't remember at any rate.
Well, Mount Pony Pony, a beautiful mountain that is also known as the Little Sanctum.
Yeah, with your binoculars. Fuck off. I must be talking about the smaller mountain from the poster.
Mr. Amos, I was wondering.
What can I do for you?
The inner sanctum lies at a higher elevation where the crows and fox obscure the view. Are you sure you were able to see what happened from the mountaintop next to it?
Good point. His Majesty raises an excellent question. Well, Mr. Imus?
On the day of the Wright, there wasn't a cloud in the sky. I had a perfect view. If you don't believe me, check the weather forecast in the paper that day.
Nick, don't we have the wet newspaper for that day?
Yeah, let's take a look. Hurricane weather. Clear skies today. Cold front moving overnight. Does say calm, clear skies, doesn't it?
See? Told you so. Well, it would appear the witness has offered testimony worth hearing.
Mr. Amos, I too have a question for you.
Didn't he already question the witness?
That's what I'm here for, right? Shoot!
How was the accused holding the dagger? Was she holding it underhanded, its blade protruding from the bottom of her hand?
Have you ever seen CSGO knife surfing?
I love, what the fuck's that guy's name?
Leafy?
I love Leafy is here. We got there eventually.
Yep, I believe she was. It's called a reverse grip.
Ah, I thought as much.
Hold it right there. What bearing does that have on this case? Butterfly.
Cease your interruptions, you putrid-headed lawyer. Do you not see the significance in how the blade was held?
No. Why don't you enlighten me, O enlightened one? Tisk tosk.
I knew you were a fool, a foolish fool, one might add. I can already picture you in your next life.
Next life?
I hope you will in your next time be a cow on a trash farm, you sucker. Yes, after... you shall be reported as a witless sea urchin with... after your soul rides for centuries in the pits of hell, you shall be reborn as a witless sea urchin with barbs limited to your posterior. You shall live a short, inconsequential life, only to be brutally devoured by a sea otter.
That was a bit excessive. I simply asked what the dagger grip had to do with the case, for fuck's sake.
Now pay attention. How the accused held the dagger is of vital importance. You know, that thing Phoenix pointed out, it's kind of like when Shuichi says anything and Maki's like, do you want to die? He's like, okay,
But at least
I'm
Maki
sorry.
limits it to like 4 words.
Yeah,
Do
that's
you
true.
want to? Oh no, that's 5. Oh shit.
Well,
Okay, maybe she is excessive.
Yeah. With such information, we can infer exactly what actions she took. We don't have evidence, of course. I mean, what is this? You were saying that the victim was killed while he had his back to the accused. Is that correct?
Yes.
As such, the accused's dagger grip tells us something very important. The accused approached the victim from behind, swung her arms around him, and plunged the dagger deep into his abdomen using a reverse grip.
What?
Thus, Mr. Immis's testimony clears up any doubts that might remain.
Ha ha! And it coincides with her benevolence's insights as well.
This is a disaster. I thought I'd blown these insights out of the water, but now they're back to haunt me.
Now then, the defense may cross-examine the witness.
Regular gameplay. Faces.
So, this was pretty obvious, right? It's just the fucking elevation map.
Yeah. I mean, like...
Either should work. Yeah.
Like, how the fuck are you gonna be able to see up
I mean, you're not.
12 meters? It's just like, and there's a curtain. Actually, do you show the curtain?
Yeah, they have the curtain up. Yep.
Yeah, so that's actually what you present.
Objection!
It's the curtain. Technically, I guess you could see from 12 feet away if you're
Oh,
far
you know what?
enough.
I think it's the curtain, and then after it might be the elevation thing next.
Something like that. Your Majesty, I had my doubts about this bushy-bearded witness, but now I know we can't trust him.
What? You're just judging me solely on my bodacious beard, are you?
Not at all, Mr. Imus. It's much more than your sketchy appearance. It's your sketchy testimony.
His testimony, you say?
Yes. Recall how the inner sanctum was there that day. Specifically that it was completely enclosed by the ritual curtain.
Why, yes, I believe you're right.
The curtain would have completely blocked the witness's view from Mount Pony Pony. Therefore, he couldn't possibly have seen the murder happen.
Hoo-ha! Mr. Imus, there's been no only making false statements in this court. You got me. The witness will lower his voice. I didn't actually see the accused herself.
He didn't actually see the accused herself. What's that supposed to mean?
Let me set the record straight, I beg ya. I saw their shadowy silhouettes projected against the ritual curtain. The figures were created by the light of the full moon on that clear and still night. She was just a shadow, but I could tell it was the accused reverse gripping the dagger.
Shadows. That's what you saw?
That's right. I could see what was going on by the shadows projected on the ritual curtain. In the future, Mr. Imus, I would rather you offer up accurate testimony from the start. Forgive me, my main man, Mr. Magistry. Chalk it up to my fuzzy memory.
Though he saw but shadows, it is still valuable testimony.
We're not jumping at shadows, are we? You have to be kidding me.
But what are we going to do now, Nick?
All I can think of is to look for inconsistencies between the actual Wright and what Mr. Imus just said he saw.
Now then, the defense may cross-examine the witness once more.
Shadows. Shadow Pokemon Gaming. Turn off shadows in Persona 4 to get rid of them.
Easy. Check the weather thing. Overnight there'll be a cold front. I don't know if that means that it won't be clear.
I think it just means that it's gonna be cold as fuck.
So it might be the elevation thing on the first statement. That might be where we're at now? I'm not sure. I don't know, I guess you could see the side of the curtain from the that mountain. Like, you
Wouldn't
could
this
see the...
block them. No, I guess it wouldn't block the moon.
Well, maybe...
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Check the diagram.
How the fuck did he see the shadows?
He fucking didn't, but...
So stupid. I guess he saw it on the curtain. He saw the shadows. It's like,
yeah.
shut the fuck up.
What's the third statement? Here's the shadow, okay. And then the first one? Right. Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's the elevation thing, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not.
I wouldn't say it's the elevation thing yet.
It might be that you wouldn't...
It's a cold
Oh, you think
front.
it might be the weather? Okay, yeah.
Somehow.
It might be. It's either that, or it's the mountain being in the way. Because again, like, if you're there...
It's only 12 feet of elevation difference, technically, if there was...
But I mean as far as, like, the angle of, like, moonlight, right?
Where would
the moon would have to
have risen?
The moon would have had to have been behind the mountain, which
Yeah.
means that you wouldn't have seen shadows. Unless we're misunderstanding how this looks. So I don't know, it's either that or the weather.
The fact that it mentions that there's a cold front, it's like...
That does, yeah, maybe they do mean that.
I don't know
like,
if that
they're-
means it's, like, literally...
It says clear skies today, however, there'll be a cold front, right?
But that could just be saying that, like, the warmer temperature.
But they never say it's warm.
The warmer
right?
temperature will make for excellent prayer, however,
Oh,
cold
I
front
see.
will move
Okay.
overnight.
Okay.
So that doesn't say that it's, like, blocked.
Right. So I would try the thing with the mountain and like the angle.
I could try that.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is.
So would it be on this one?
Yeah, it
this
would be on
one?
that. It'd be on the second one, I think.
Okay.
Because the idea is that the moon couldn't have had that angle.
Objection!
No.
Mm.
Please take a look at this piece of evidence. Anything come to mind? Al.
The defense have something that you would like to say?
That fell on deaf ears, huh?
Go through the last one and see like what Maya says. If you advance here.
Now he claims he only saw shadows. His testimony is sketchy. You know, we haven't like pressed. I guess we could press.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, maybe
And there must be an inconsistency in there somewhere.
That's not me. Yep. Was he really watching everything from Mount Pony Pony? If so, then it should see how his testimony aligned with the condition of the right. Alright, let's try this.
Hold it!
You claim to have seen shadowy figures that were projected on the ritual curtain, but did you really see them, Mr. Amos?
Of course it did. Bright moonlight projected them onto that curtain. Clear as day. I was like watching a scene out of a horror movie from my front row seat of Mount Pony Pony.
Huh. I guess the moon does shine a bit brighter when you're way up there. Maya, do you recall how bright the moon was that night?
I remember there weren't any clouds and that the moon was definitely out. But I don't remember if it could cast any shadows.
Okay, thanks. You can't deny that the moon was really bright, which means it's possible that it was bright enough to cause shadows to appear. Just how I remember it.
Hold it!
This is also really weird. How the fuck did you see this? Hang on. How do you know it was Miss Faye if all you saw were shadows? A little bun on top of her head. And you see her face. That distinctive Bob's a dead getaway. Never understood my keen sense of never underestimated my keen sense of observation. Now that's one funny haircut.
It's not nice to make fun of a girl's hairstyle. I like my hair this way. Besides, you're one to talk, you Sasquatch.
You're not in this wild, manly look I'm sporting. Shows what you know, little girl.
Nick. There's some kind of crime you can charge him with.
I'm afraid it doesn't work that way. Now he claims he only saw shadows.
And then this is the end part again. And we didn't press the first one.
Yeah.
Hold it!
So what you saw was simply shadows.
That's right.
Shadow figures on that bright white curtain. They showed through plain as day. I could see everything that happened. But Miss Faye and Mr. Abbott and me were at the top of the mountain late into the night. The only light up there was coming from the 4 small lanterns. How could the shadows have been projected that clearly onto the curtain?
No wonder people harbor you lawyers. You're always so dang skeptical. Lanterns are the only source of light, you know.
That didn't help.
It might be the fucking map thing, honestly, on the first statement. The fact that he couldn't have seen it from there.
But it's only 12 feet. It's not really that big of a
But
deal.
it might, but maybe this is where you, maybe like we were right about the angle, but it wants you to show it here. I don't know, I could look it up. We've both done this one before.
Yeah. I think it's something else. Would there have been a lantern in the way? No, that would have been fine.
Okay. Hold on. Keep going through the evidence. We checked everything. Check the rights guide. The second thing. Yeah, I think that'll do it.
Oh, is it saying that the moon is like all fucked up?
It says the moon's over there, which that shows the angles.
Yeah. Okay.
That was it.
Objection!
I did
Right
check
thing,
the
wrong
walkthrough
evidence.
I did check the walkthrough to remind me because I was like, I know it's the fucking moon. Yeah, we just didn't check the rights guide. We didn't realize the moon was in there.
You saw silhouettes projected by the moonlight. That's a no, Chief. That's just not possible.
What do you mean? How's it not possible? That was totally possible.
That's impossible. I think I'm gonna need a logicalese translation on that. Himiko.
It's impossible.
Thank you. Let's take a look at this rights guide, shall we, Mr. Imus? The right is held when the moon is directly over the summit of Mount Pony Pony. So if the moon were shining to the west, any shadows would have been cast eastward. But Mr. Imus was standing to the west of the inner sanctum of Mount Pony Pony.
Oh, holy mother!
That's right. Our witness couldn't have seen any shadowy figures on that curtain.
No way! Perhaps it was the sacred flames of the lantern that cast the shadow we saw.
I'm afraid not. I inspected them during my investigation, but the flames are too small to cast the crisp, distinctive figures Mr. Imus claims to have seen.
But I did see these silhouettes, really?
But how could he, Nick?
But how could he, Nick?
Maybe he was someplace where they were visible. Wait, don't tell me. Your Majesty, Mr. Imus really did see those shadows. It brings a whole new fact to light.
And that would be?
The brand new fact that comes to light, if Mr. Imus really did see the shadows, he was somewhere else. He wasn't where he claimed to be at the time of the murder.
Oh? Where do you propose the witness was?
Someplace where he could have seen the shadowy figures naturally.
Wait, you mean...
None of the mountains east of the inner sanctum are close enough for a good view. That leaves only one place he could have clearly seen the shadows from.
Where might that be?
This is where Mr. Imus was at the time of the murder. The High Priest, the Inner Sanctum. What the hell is it called? It's the Inner Sanctum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Imus was at the Inner Sanctum, just outside the curtain on the each side. That's the only place from where he could have seen the shadowy figures.
Yeah. Really? Wow, I didn't even think of that.
But it wasn't the inner sanctum off limits to all but the victim and the accused?
And the third party who was there, you mean? I get the feeling there's a subject Prosecutor Sabmati would rather not touch on right now.
Oh, you mean...
That's right. This witness was at the scene of the crime, which means he is the mysterious third party we saw during the divination seance. He could have been the one who dressed as Lady Kira and killed the High Priest.
What?
Objection!
No one but the two participants were allowed anywhere near the inner sanctum, and the only way up there are the stairs that start down at the Plaza of Devotion. So tell me, how do you propose the witness entered that sacred space?
He must have,
The sanctum has sheer cliffs on three sides and a steep, towering rock face on the other. No one could have made it there by climbing the faces of those cliffs of Dover.
His Majesty speaks true.
That's not me.
To say Mr. Imus was at such an inaccessible location is but a bid to tarnish his credibility. Is that not right?
Right, I wasn't at the inner sanctum. No sir, no how. At least I'm pretty sure I wasn't.
Hold it!
Then what about these silhouettes you claim to have seen?
I'm starting to think I've been imagining things.
This is insane! I know we couldn't trust that lawyer. He's trying to frame the witness.
Peace. Peace, I say.
This is impossible. Unless I can show how we got to the inner sanctum. It just looks like I'm trying to slander Mr. Amos.
I believe in you, Nick. Rah, sis, boom, bah, fight, Phoenix, Wright.
Just look at the accused. Has she no shame?
What's your problem, lady? Phoenix Wright is very trustworthy, I'll have you know. She's got some nerve for a criminal. I bet the lawyer poisoned her mind.
Please, Maya, you're only making it worse. I appreciate the vote of confidence, but it's probably best to keep it to yourself for now.
I would advise the events to think carefully before making any more sudden outbursts.
Yes, your majesty. If I wasn't the bad guy before, I definitely am now.
Now, Mr. Amos, I would like you to think back carefully before you testify next about where you were that night.
Ding.
I was never at the inner sanctum, I tell you. Not much I'm sure of, even with the fuzzy memory. Besides, it would have been impossible to get there in the first place. Oh, you lawyers sure are scary.
I guess it might have been impossible for him to get to the inner sanctum like he claims, but...
Now will you desist in trying to frame this innocent witness?
Yeah, I'd like to see you explain how we got up there.
Mr. Wright, it is not the time to end these cross-examinations, right?
A moment of desperation leads to 100 million years of torment. It means that for each moment a sinner spends struggling to deny their sins, 100 million years of torment are added to their time in hell.
Koreanism is the strictest religion ever.
And just so you know, you've already accrued 200 million extra years.
Plus the 500 million they started with. That's 700 million years of torment.
Sure, what's another 200 million, give or take?
Well, it's a pretty big deal to me. I can't keep saying that the witness was there at the inner sanctum. If I can prove it. The problem is, how am I going to do that?
I would never at the inner sanctum, I tell you.
Hold it!
I wonder if it really was impossible for you to get to the inner sanctum.
If you have something to say, just say it.
Couldn't there have been another way to get there? A way that wouldn't attract attention?
No, there isn't.
Which means there is.
Perhaps the defense would like to share its theory with us.
I don't even have a wild guess, let alone a theory. Time to reach in my bag of bluffs. To reach the inner sanctum without attracting any attention... Maybe you fell from the sky?
The lawyer thinks he's a comedian now.
I was wondering what crazy theory you would propose next. Well, defense, let's hear it.
Mr. Amos could have, parachuted down. We already know the weather was clear and there was no wind to speak of. Perfect weather for skydiving, I'd say.
Now that you have been backed into a corner, your delusions grow ever more delusional. The inner sanctum is on a tiny ledge upon a sheer cliff over 2,000 meters tall. One misstep and a skydiver would soon find themselves in the Twilight Realm.
Yeah, I don't care how still the wind was. Even I couldn't have made that jump.
Wait, what's this building on top of the sacred mountain?
That is Royal Penitentiary number 4.
Oh, right, Princess Rafa mentioned there was a prison up there. How do you get your prisoners up there anyway?
By helicopter, but only with authorization from the Minister of Justice. He is the only one who can approve flights that pass over the inner sanctum.
Okay.
Might I also add, Defense, that no parachute or any other equipment necessary for skydiving have been found.
Are you saying I flew down by flopping my arms? Maybe an incredible dude, but even I'm not capable of that.
Well, please add that statement to the testimony, Mr. Imus.
Not gonna fly through the air either.
And then
The flag.
yeah.
Yeah.
Objection!
Flag time. Mr. Imus is right. He couldn't have skydived down there without any gear.
Well, now, finally coming around, have you? Now you see I couldn't have possibly been there at the inner sanctum.
Right. If he didn't have any gear, that is.
What on earth are you talking about?
That overreaction's a dead giveaway that I'm on the right track. Take a look at this piece of evidence here.
Those are prayer flags, are they not?
Yes, but they have been sewn together to create one big banner. A banner that could also function like a parachute.
Pulkunka.
The people of Korean are so used to seeing prayer flags that the police didn't even think twice about these flags during their investigation. Bam.
No, this cannot be.
I keep doing that, damn it. It's not me. The witness landed at the inner sanctum by using these prayer flags as a parachute. Is that not right, Mr. Imus?
There's no way out. I'm surrounded.
Mr. Imus?
All the talk's jogged my memory. I guess I was there at the inner sanctum after all.
Ugh. We're so easily swayed.
As I suspected, there were 3 people there that night.
You did it, Nick. You weren't wrong after all.
Thanks. Mr. Imus? You were the one disguised as Lady Kira that night, weren't you?
What? No way, no how. It's like this. Oh yeah. I was only there at the inner sanctum by accident.
By accident.
Exactly. And that thing is not a parachute. It's a homemade paraglider.
A paraglider. Are you telling me you could fly using that patchwork mess of material?
It may not look like much. It's as sturdy as can be. I rode the wind like an eagle, going higher and higher from my earthly launching point. But then something hoped and happened that forced me to land the inner sanctum.
So you just happened to land there. You expect me to believe that?
No. Please calm yourself, Mr. Wright. However, the fact that the witness was at the inner sanctum is crucial testimony indeed, and it certainly warrants further explication. Therefore, let's continue with more testimony.
Why was at the inner sanctum?
That evening, I was enjoying a trek through the night sky with my homemade paraglider. Just as Miss Mount Pony was drawing near, something terrible happened. The accident forced me to make an emergency landing at the inner sanctum. As I landed, I banged my head, causing me to lose my memory. So you see, I ended up at the inner sanctum purely by accident.
Amazing.
Mr. Imus, you failed to mention any of this during your pre-trial questioning.
Can't be helped. I mean, I'm just remembering it now.
Continue such slipshod testimony, and you will be cast into the hell of hangnails, where you shall have hangnails grown and ripped out for 800 million years.
I think I'll pass on that.
Looks like they caught Prosecutor Sabmati off guard. This is my chance to rip his case to shreds.
See, at least there he wasn't like, you see, Mr. Phoenix Wright. He says he was there by accident. God, I'm smart.
He does do that an awful lot, though.
He does, though.
He doesn't do it all the time, but...
Yep.
Also, he threatens his godly punishment on everybody, which is really annoying.
So does Courtney, to be fair.
Okay, but at least she doesn't... She's like, the goddess of law will judge you. She doesn't, like, oversell
She
it.
doesn't say he'll go to hell for 800 years. Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Fair
Courtney
enough.
would hear that and she'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. Take a chill.
I think you press this one, right?
Hold it.
What exactly was this accident you had? Good question. Now, what was it again? Wind? Oh yeah, it was wind. Not just any wind, but a sudden gale force wind. Made me lose control. The wind was strong enough to make you lose control. Yeah, got that right. Okay then. Please add that to your testimony. Why? No reason.
Well, gale force winds came out. Objection!
I mean, like...
Yeah, I think it's the weather, yeah. Clear skies, yeah. You should have said that there were some asshole birds.
Objection!
Buddy. My guy. We have a saying in my country, Mr. Imus. One lie begets another.
Huh? Oh, what's that supposed to mean?
It means someone caught lying will lie again in an attempt to conceal their first lie. In other words, his current testimony is just a blatant lie you've been telling to cover your tracks over and over.
What'd you just say?
You claimed gale force winds caused you to lose control, but this newspaper has the weather report for the day of the murder. It says, the air around the inner sanctum will enjoy calm, clear skies today.
Well, I do believe it does say that. In fact, we went over this like 2 lies ago.
One lie begets another. That makes sense, but... is it really a saying back home? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I kind of made that one up.
For real?
Your Majesty, the witness testimony contains another flaw, one that's even more fatal to his cause.
Or fatal, you say? The defense will explain itself at once.
Mr. Imus claims he was flying up around the inner sanctum with his paraglider. But it would have been impossible to get all the way around there without any wind.
Why, yes, I believe you're right. We know the witness is at the inner sanctum, so... Mr. Imus, how'd you get up there, and from where?
Without any wind, he couldn't have flown up there from the bottom of the mountain. By process of elimination, the only starting point that makes any sense is... Your Majesty, I believe I have the answer to your question. To reach the inner sanctum, Mr. Imus must have launched himself from here.
Mount Pony Pony. Take that!
Are you insane?
That's where he came from?
If he couldn't have come from below, the other option is from above. As above, so below. So you see, Anonymous Imus... yeah, my last name twice. Anonymous came from Royal Penitentiary number 4. From there, he could have easily reached the inner sanctum by parachute. And that means he might have also killed the High Priest.
What?
Mr. Imus, were you the third party at the inner sanctum? And the one behind the warning to halt the right that the victim received? Was it you when he saw his final memory? Are you the rebel hunter, Lady Kira?
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sir, help me out here.
Amazing. See, like, this is the other thing that bothers me about him, is, like, half the time he's just silent and he doesn't say anything. It's like, either he says something stupid or he says nothing at all.
I don't necessarily mind. I think it's like, you know, he's taking time to, like, think, or he's, like, ignoring people. I
Yes.
think that, like, there's, obviously it's, like, a asshole move, but I, like, as somebody who doesn't, like, actually live in this world, and as somebody who's just watching the media, I think it's, I like when he does it.
I suppose that's fair. I just like having the other, like, prosecutors actually, like, have a moment to, like, flex their shoulder or, like, crack their thumbs while they're thinking.
Oh, sure.
And he's just like, I have no strong feelings of this one way or the other.
He's just good at hiding his emotion, I suppose. You did it! You finally left him speechless!
Yeah, finally.
Ah, come on, Mr. Prosecutor, man.
Quiet, you fool. You should use this time to prepare yourself for what is to come. For a fate far worse than hangnail hell awaits you now. Well done, defense. I must concede this point to you. The witness did, in fact, descend to the inner sanctum from Royal Penitentiary number 4.
Huh? He didn't even put up a fight this time. That's awfully generous of him.
But if you are as perceptive as you seem, then surely you've already figured out the riddle. The riddle of Anonymous's true identity.
Oh, his true identity? Not sure I know quite yet, but I guess I'll have to answer with something.
It would seem I'm the only one still in the dark here. Will the defense care to enlighten me? Who is the man we've been calling Anonymous?
Why me? He literally brought up the point himself. Anyway,
This is the same thing as
poster.
Shuichi. Why don't you make the bridge?
It's like, okay. Thanks. Is that really him?
Only now do you realize the truth. And also me, who only realized it about 3 seconds prior. Well, please do share with us your belated insight. What's wrong, Nick? Just say it.
Because this isn't going to be very helpful to our case, you know?
Really? Are you sure?
Unfortunately, I've got no other choice. That scuffy beard and shaggy mane completely threw me off. But it's all becoming clear now. The nighttime base jump from the mountain prison. The precise landing of the inner sanctum using only a homemade parachute. Only a paratrooper, or more precisely, a former paratrooper, could have pulled that off. This witness's darts are... That's horrible! Prison escape being key member of Dirk's rebel group.
What? Ha!
His name is absolutely amazing.
The witness is an escaped prisoner?
Precisely. The police have been scouring every corner of the city to no avail. Meanwhile, here he was under our noses the entire time.
I think this might be my favorite song in the game.
It's pretty good. It's not my favorite, having heard all the songs in the game.
Yeah.
But
I want it to, like, have an explosive finale after it, like, builds up, but it kind of, like, it's subtle.
Hoa! I didn't think anyone would see through my clever disguise.
But the witness's charade is not all that he has been shattered. Is it, defense?
Boy, do I hate this guy.
He's trying. They're trying to make him hateable. Please recall the defense's own words.
Whoever sent it clearly meant to threaten the high priest. The letter said, "Do not perform the rite." But the rite went on as scheduled. I believe this is why the high priest was murdered.
Who do you suppose sent the letter?
A person with something to hide. The rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira herself.
He claimed that the real killer was the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira. Yeah, and what's your point? What of the witness's true identity?
Only a paratrooper, or more precisely a former paratrooper, could have pulled that off. This witness is... That's horrible! Prison escapee and key witness of Dirk's rebel group.
Oh no!
Dang.
He is a rebel and an escaped prisoner. He could not possibly have been Lady Kira, a mortal enemy of the rebels. No!
I like how he just casually just insinuates here that the high priest was a rebel in order to, like, win his case.
Now, perhaps the witness will enlighten us to the truth. After all, he has yet to refute any of this.
Hoo-ha! You got me. I'm the razor-sharp fangs of the Defiant Dragons.
That's horrible!
When did you get your memory back?
Oh, around time you guys were talking about there being no wind. Well, you gotta give me credit for making up all that testimony off the top of my head.
Are you prepared to tell us the truth now?
Well, it's true I parachuted down the inner sanctum, but I banged my head on impact and ended up unconscious outside the ritual curtain. In short, all my eyewitness testimony was a big fat lie.
Big fat lie!
Oh, and by the way, long time no see, Yudi.
Wait, they know each other?
Your Majesty. This filthy rebel belongs in a jail cell.
Oh yes, of course. We're not gonna comment on him knowing you. Barely sees him at once. Seems you really have forgotten the will of the dragon, huh, Yudi? But I haven't, and no dogs of the Garan regime are gonna lay a finger on me. Alley-oop.
No music.
Deploy all available resources. I want all units placed on high alert.
Call the bailiff.
Bailiff! What?
Well, I
Oh,
gotta
break.
do everything. No.
The escaped prisoner escaped again.
The police force has been placed on high alert. He will be caught before long. An escaped prisoner who's escaped the law again after giving a ton of false testimony. Talk about a troublemaker.
He really put a number on all of us. What was the point of all that anyway?
Well, I can't help but feel that the entire episode was an enormous waste of time.
Your Majesty. Perhaps it was not as great of a waste as you might believe.
What makes you say that, Prosecutor Sanmari?
That's horrible dropped something as he made his escape from these halls.
That's horrible.
He just does the okay sign. Got you.
That scrap of paper looks awfully familiar.
These appear to be direct orders from Dirk.
From Dirk, the rebel hunter? Oh, but we only have a small corner of it.
Wait, I remember now. Your Majesty, I've seen that scrap of paper before.
You have?
The scrap of paper, that's horrible, dropped as part of this.
The first one there.
Yeah.
And this is?
I found it at the scene of the crime. It appears to be a copy of the order that Mr. Horrible dropped. If we put the two together, we should be able to read what the order says.
Oh my. Just what does it say, Mr. Wright?
I have no idea. I can't read Courtney's.
Ah, Prosecutor Sanmari, if you please.
The ignorant lawyer is not bothered to learn our language. Very well then.
Fucking pardon me, dude.
Okay. No, wait, shit.
Why'd you bring out your Taco Bell order again?
I forgot the chicken quesadilla. I do not understand. I clearly said it.
Well, what does it say?
Using the lamplights as a landmark, he was to parachute down to the inner sanctum. Upon the rite's completion, he was to don Lady Kira's robes and make his escape.
What? This is how I was able to escape from prison.
So if we were to assume that Mr. Horrible was the one who killed the High Priest, then maybe it was because Abbot Immy tried to thwart his escape plan?
Oh, foul lawyer. I'm afraid that is simply ludicrous.
Huh? But they didn't say anything. Did you just read my mind?
Shrimply ludicrous, I might add. I know how your putrid mind works. Unfortunately for you, however, now that the rebels' escape plan has been revealed, it is clear that Dat Arable is not the High Priest's killer.
That's horrible.
Yes, I'm sure you feel that way.
Check the Taco Bell order. Did you have the shrimp taco?
They don't serve that.
Have they ever had shrimp?
No.
Oh.
Shut up, Shuichi.
Taco Bell shrimp taco. No, it exists.
What?
Does anyone remember Taco Bell having the shrimp taco? Yes. It's called the
What the
Pacific
fuck?
Shrimp Taco. Or is this Del Taco, actually? Taco Bell shrimp tacos. Did Taco Bell ever sell shrimp?
When did they do
Has introduced a new protein, at least for a
in
limited time.
2011? They did it for like a week or something. How did you know about that? What the fuck?
I just assumed they had shrimp tacos. I didn't actually
Okay.
have. I mean, they've been open for so long. Like, shrimp tacos are a thing. You'd imagine.
I guess
I'm guessing that Del Taco probably has one because they just fucking shit out their menu. 2010 and 2011, I guess. Goodness. How can you be so sure? Butterfly.
If only you would use that putrid brain of yours every once in a while.
How about you fucking use your brain and tell me? Jesus Christ, my dude.
I am about to. Dasarable's plan could not have worked without the help of a certain individual.
What do you mean?
I am speaking of Abbot Inmi, of course. Had Dasarable simply donned Legateur's robes and made us escape alone. Will you shut the fuck up, Shuichi? He would have been far too conspicuous. But were he by the High Priest's side?
He didn't stop the music that time.
The faithful citizens praying in the plaza would have had no cause to suspect anything. It is therefore unthinkable that Dasarable was the High Priest's killer. So horrible.
So then, you're saying the High Priest was a... Oh, I cannot bear to say it.
I am afraid it is so. He numbered among the rebels who threaten our kingdom.
How could this be?
The High Priest, a rebel?
There must be some kind of mistake!
Shut the fuck up.
Let it go and move on. Accept the truth. It is the only way. And that goes double for you, Defense.
What do you say?
Cease your futile battle now.
And why should I?
Because I will now put the final nail in the coffin of the accused. Now that we have eliminated Dasarable from our list of suspects...
Dasarable?
Shuichi, there's only one person that still remains. The accused, Maya Fey.
Hold it right there. Are you forgetting something important?
Something important? Please to explain, Defense.
We can't end this trial without looking into...
The murder weapon.
Yeah. No. What about the murder weapon? We haven't found it yet.
What does it matter if it has been found or not? The fact remains that the victim was killed with it by the accused.
I also fair to see how that would be important, Mr. Wright. This, however, is. It seems there's no need to continue this trial any longer.
Actually, sir, I have 2 lives left.
Yeah, the third party.
I'm talking about the true identity of the Lady Kira we saw in the seance vision. If that wasn't Dasarable, then who was it?
Objection.
That matter has already been resolved.
It has. What's he talking about?
It is as I have maintained from the start. There was no third party in the seance vision.
Objection.
But there was another Lady Kira there beside Maya Fey. We all saw her. What the? I can't do my finger point.
It is time to let it go and move on. Your fate has already been sealed, much like your arm.
This hardly seems legal or fair.
Oh, it's legal, it's just not fair. It is quite simple once you consider where the victim and the accused were at the time.
Taco Bell.
I wish. If the victim was near the spring with his back to the accused, what would he see ahead?
Besides the water itself, there's nothing but the Warbad statue.
Precisely. The Lady Kira we saw in the seance is the Warbad statue draped in her sacred robes.
No way!
The accused wanted the false Lady Kira to appear in the seance vision. Before she came from behind and stabbed the victim with the dagger in a reverse grip.
But why would the accused want to do something like create a false Lady Kira?
To show it to the victim as he was being slain.
And what reason would the accused have for the victim she was about to kill?
It was not the victim she was trying to fool. It was this very court itself.
Come again?
Suspicion would not fall on the accused if it looked as if another Lady Kira was there. And the defense was foolish enough to fall for it and claim it was a third party in disguise.
Are you saying...
I am. It was all a cleverly wicked scheme perpetrated by the accused.
Beads.
A scheme in which she sought to use the seance vision to mislead us.
This can't be happening.
What a face you are making, defense. I'm surprised you are taking this so hard. After all, did I not clearly state a while back that you were chasing after naught but a deluded fantasy? Something has occurred to me, you see. And your allegations of a third party are but a deluded fantasy.
You're telling me he knew this is how it would all turn out from way back then? That he was just waiting for the most effective moment to spring on me? So he wasted the court's time for no reason?
I love wasting the court's time. I'm on the clock, you see. Do you understand now? I have had you dancing in the palm of my hand this entire time.
It can't be.
This is an outrage! You took our royal priest's sacred divination seance and used it to commit the most foul and despicable murder?
No, I did nothing of the sort.
Maya.
Nick, it's not true. I didn't. Cease this ugly display. Your fate is sealed now that the facts have been exposed. Your Majesty.
How come whenever he says shit, it's taken as fucking gospel? When I say shit, I had to, like, prove it 7 ways backwards.
That is because it is unfair. The time has come to convict this criminal who only seeks to taint this sacred hall.
Indeed. It seems that this trial is over, apparently. Does the defense wish to offer up yet another counter-argument or something?
Well, the accused is, Poopyhead, and is not the killer.
Did you just... What the fuck did you just call me, Nick?
I did... Listen, I'm panicking here, okay? And, here's why. What do I do? I've got nothing.
It would appear that the defense has run out of arguments to make.
I thought for sure that the rebel was the killer. The only person with a possible motive, the one dressed as Lady Kira, had vanished. Now I've got nothing to use against Prosecutor Sabmati's argument. Damn it, I can't lose now. Not like this.
Very well then, I shall now render my verdict.
Wait! Please wait, I'm begging you!
It is time to let it go and move on.
This trial need not be drawn any longer. The defense has failed to counter the charge filed by the prosecution. In accordance with the law, I invoke the Defense Culpability Act against the defense. Now then, this court finds the accused Maya Fey and the defense Phoenix Wright. Thank you for killing, some rebels. But you're still guilty.
Ah! Remember, my son. Never give up. Trust your instincts.
Oh, sorry. I thought your bit was done.
No. Go ahead.
I was gonna. Well, you can finish your bit.
No, that was it.
No,
that was
sorry. The bailiff's interrupting your bit now. Your Magistrate, please forget the interruption. But I just really didn't want to hear that bit. I guess. Oh.
What's the meaning of this?
A body has been found in the Plaza of Devotion, Your Majesty. What's this? Oh, well.
A body? What happened now?
And we found this sticking out of the victim. I got the meat sweats.
Boy, that's Lady Kira's warbound dagger.
Lady Kira, she's returned from the trial room once more.
She is time to defeat the rebels!
Peace.
Well, it would seem the dagger that was once lost has now been found.
I'm gonna take to report prosecutors on money.
Yes? Lower your fucking voice. This dagger.
It bears the fingerprints of Maya Fey on it. Cause yo, we needed more evidence on her.
What?
But...
Why would Maya's prints be on it? Maya, did you sleep kill somebody again?
No, Tiki. Maybe. Eto bleh.
One more thing, Prosecutor Nayuta. Your Taco Bell order has arrived.
Thank the Holy Mother.
I ate it.
Pokuga!
See, like he just goes feral and starts killing.
Yeah. I cannot believe it, my Taco Bell. Yet it must be true. I don't see the bag, so...
Something the matter, Prosecutor Sunmati.
I did her.
This trial has run its course, and the accused's guilt has been firmly established.
Yeah, they brought the shrimp taco back to the menu. It was shrimply delicious.
I'm going to kill myself. However, it would seem the defense was right about one thing.
It was?
You claimed that the murder at the Inner Sanctum had been carried out by the rebel hunter masquerading as Lady Kira.
I did say that, something to that effect, but what of it?
Prosecutor Sunmati, are you suggesting what I think you are?
Bang.
I believe the true identity of the rebel hunter who has been masquerading as Lady Kira is none other than the accused Miss Maya Fey. Me?
What?
Gaga. I realize how shocking this must seem. Looking back, however, I now realize there was much of that pointed to this fact. The rebel hunting Lady Kira was first sighted about 2 years ago, and the accused first came to our kingdom 2 years ago as well.
Why, the timing matches perfectly.
But there is more. That warning letter was found in the High Priest's bedroom 3 days before the rite. Despite his house being locked up tight that night. I love rhymes. Tiki.
How does that prove anything?
It is difficult to believe. Screen share? Screen share?
It's
Hey.
It's not the screen share.
Oh no.
It's difficult to believe, but I think the game crashed. Are you still getting the music?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Just give that a good old restart. The game autosaves, right?
I mean, at the very least, it has the good select. No, it didn't.
No.
So go back, go to episode select. So go to episode 3. No. That's episode 1. That's episode 1. And chapter select. Please tell me we can just go to the end of the fucking trial. Okay. So we can go to trial day 1, the third party, I guess.
That's like as good as we got. Ah, fuck.
Yeah. So. That's really funny though.
Amazing.
I guess it's a reminder we should still save even though the game's not lagging. Because sometimes it is hard to believe.
Where the fuck is this gonna put us?
The escape prisoner escaped again. Ah, here. We go.
Alright. Alright,
what's
that's
the
not
fast
that bad.
What's
Just
the
skip.
fast
Just,
forward button?
I don't know.
Is there
Hold
one?
down the play button. There you go.
That's kind of fast, I guess.
Because you're gonna get.
Oh god. Is there like a... Is there like a speed thing in Citra? I don't think there is.
Yeah, I don't think so either. There should be.
No, there's no fast forward. Okay. Well, here we go. Oh, at least it saved my help. Yeah, he dropped this piece of paper. I think this is the last thing I have to actually answer. Amazing. So in conclusion, this is like the first time he's actually like kind of halfway smart. Because he just kind of works with this.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But it's also probably based in part on whatever ties he had to the rebel group that he now no longer has ties to, sort of.
I will leave that to speculation, as I have finished the game.
Yes. Ah. Oh god, this is actually so much. Too bad we didn't realize that this was the longest part of the trial. Oof. I'm sure we'll be back there in like 5 minutes. Oh, wait, here we go. Yeah, third party. Alright, that's the last thing I have to answer.
Objection.
I barely stuck my finger out.
I like his theme.
He does have a pretty theme.
And he's
Bead.
pretty.
This is harassment. Almost there. Almost halfway there. Clap. Bang. Alright, so we have to get to at least past the guilty verdict. Which is going to take just forever. Could have paused the recording, I guess.
Ah, they'll suffer with us. Bastards.
It deserves
Hey,
it.
bastards, like the video.
All one of you.
Bastard singular. Is bastard gender neutral?
I mean, bastard refers to like a son born.
So it is son.
Yes, I guess I can look it up. Is bastard?
Yeah, I can look it
gender
up. You
neutral?
keep skipping forward.
Okay. What is the? What is the gender of Frisk? Like one of the options.
Because I guess they think Frisk is some bastard. Apparently it is gender neutral.
I mean, I guess you can call people bastards. Your Majesty, I've got a gun.
This is a good time to talk about a copy pasta that this game has been making me think of with the whole Your Majesty talk. I'll just read it.
Yes.
Having to call a judge Your Honor is so cringy and dumb. Your Honor. I mean, give me a fucking break, dude. What else do you want me to call you? Your Highness? Do you want me to fondle your nuts while I blow you too? I've seriously seen courtrooms where they'll say, Sir, and the judge will be like, It's Your Honor, young man. fuck off. How much of an egotist you gotta be to care about some medieval-ass title? You sir like everybody else. It's some LARPing I'd expect kids to do. Oh, Billy, you have to call me Supreme Ruler Snorlax, the magical wizard. Shut up.
Did we skip it?
Oh yeah. I cannot believe
It. Yeah, it must be
Yes,
true.
it must be true. By Taco Bell.
Something the matter, somebody.
However,
And then he said,
that the trials run its course. Guild. Oh no, this is still behind. I think. This is when he's about to be like the defense was right about one thing. Yep. Yep.
"Ow."
Said that more.
All right, we got a little bit more. Bang.
His hand must hurt. I guess that's why he has that brace.
He's layering it more on me. Is this it?
Yeah. No. No.
Oh. Oh, yeah, no.
Objection! Objection!
It is difficult to believe an intruder could have found a way to enter such a secure house.
That line seemed to take 10 minutes to read.
That's because I was eating my Taco Bell. I got
But
it
I
out of
thought
that bailiff's entrails. However, the accused was known to come and go freely. Don't accuse me for murder, by the way. Mainly to
you're allowed
prepare
to
for
murder if they steal your Taco Bell. That's written in the law.
Yes. Mainly to prepare for the purification rites.
Not Del Taco, though. You're actually a murderer if you don't force someone to eat your Del Taco.
Abbot Inmi was an important figure with a ton of duties, including training acolytes. He was really kind, even to a foreigner like me. He even invited me over to his house whenever I was between training sessions.
Maybe the hell of Del Taco is actually the lowest level.
The accused could have easily left the house unlocked for herself without anyone noticing.
No! Lady Kira's warning updated in the court record. If we
assume the accused was Lady Kira, that more than establishes her motive for killing the High Priest.
the funny.
Yes, the victim was the judge was secretly an insurgent.
Oh, book me, boys.
Actually, I'm the magistrate. Yes, the victim was secretly an insurgent, bent on helping Dad's honorable escape after all.
Precisely. That made him a target of Lady Kira's wrath. And after killing the High Priest, she then unleashed her divine justice on another rebel. So it seems the scope of this case has expanded. We now have 2 murders perpetrated by Miss Maya Fey, masquerading as Lady Kira.
Yeah, but aren't you happy I killed the rebels?
No. I mean, that's just vigilante justice. I mean, we have to do this within the scope of the very fair law.
Very fair. Truly.
Miss Fey is indeed a serial killer. It would affect the severity of her punishment. In light of this, I believe the second murder must be investigated before we can proceed.
As you wish, your majesty. Maya Fey, I hereby charge you with this second murder. May your defiled soul feel the weight of your sins.
A new murder charge on top of a guilty verdict.
Seems the defense will live to see one more day.
Talk about hanging on by a thread.
Come tomorrow, a far more terrible punishment awaits you.
I hereby suspend these proceedings so that the second murder may be investigated. Until the conclusion of this new investigation, this court is adjourned.
To be continued.
I wonder if I want to check exactly how far you got into day 2, because I'll be less...
The entirety of the investigation.
Really? And then it just didn't save that?
No, it did.
Oh, I thought you stopped because you lost your save or something.
I don't remember why we stopped. But I do know that in the last episode, you joined.
Huh.
Yeah, you were in the last episode. Either way, though, Temple. What do I do now? Can't believe mine are actually found guilty. Do you want to stop here? Is this a good spot to stop?
Oh, we can go a little longer. Get started on the investigation. Also... Oh, never mind. Yeah, we can keep going.
This trial need not be drawn out any longer. The defense has failed to counter the charges filed by the prosecution. In accordance with the law, I invoke the Defense Culpability Act against the defense. Now then, this court finds the accused Maya Fey and the defense Phoenix Wright sepia tone guilty. The worst kind.
Ah! Never give up. Trust your instincts. Father?
But, Mr. Wright,
I'll be.
I saw the whole trial. You got fucked, dude. What's gonna happen to Miss Maya now?
Yeah, well, it's not as bad as Naruhito. His Taco Bell got eaten.
Yeah, didn't that guy shit himself?
Yeah, I'm worried about that too. For right now.
You and his tailor. I have one more thing to report, Prosecutor Salmani.
Didn't he kill that bailiff?
Yes.
This dagger. It bears the fingerprints of Maya Fey on it.
Right now I need to focus on the next trial.
The murder of Acolyte Zealot, right?
At least the jury's still out on that one, so to speak.
There are no juries here. Our legal system's fucked.
The two okay, there's none in Japanifornia, except for that one time, and then never again.
Wow, we both live in dystopias, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. Two murders are most likely connected.
Why didn't the jury continue existing after that one time?
Because we
They
entered
just
the
never-
dark age of the law trademark.
Oh, the dark age of the law.
We never had a dark age, it's just always been dark.
Yeah, there was no gold, just dark.
If I can get to the bottom of Acolyte Zealot's murder, it might give me the ammunition I need to overturn Maya's guilty verdict.
Let me help you investigate. I want to assist you in any way I can.
I appreciate it, Albie, but we're talking about a murder here.
Yeah,
Not
but it's gonna be hard
kindergarten.
for a foreigner to investigate this on his own. Plus, I could slip laxatives into Nahida's food again.
I guess you have a point there, you little psychopath. I wish I knew what to do. Isn't that the benevolence? Princess Rafa? Oh, it is you again. This is the dead lawyer walking, guilty of abetting a murder under the Defense Culpability Act. She hasn't lost any of her charm. Oh, the long face. Thought you'd be glad I was found guilty under the DC Act. What a name for it. Detective
Also-
Comics Act.
Going by the last episode you did before we started playing again, I don't think you actually got to the trial. You were in the middle of the investigation, unless the recording died also.
I don't know.
What?
I thought we were pretty damn close.
I think you were mostly through the investigation.
I am in no mood to take joy in your suffering. For I was unable to defeat you and had to leave the job to others. I failed in my sacred duties as the royal priestess. I guess that answers my question. Have I misunderstood the voice of the Mitama yet again? This cannot be. Oh my god, he killed her! All I did was defend my client. Can't bear to see her looking so sad like this, though. Your benevolence. Your benevolence! Oh, barbed head. I thought you had already begun your journey to the Twilight Realm. I'm not dead yet. I still have an investigation to do for tomorrow's trial. What's this? Do you mean to say you have not given up yet? That's right. I'm gonna prove Maya's innocent tomorrow. But why? Why do you refuse to give up? I cannot fathom such obstinacy. Investigate all you want. I care not. You really don't mind? But are you worried that a lawyer backed into a corner by the DC Act might do something desperate like forge evidence? What's this? If left unsupervised, I'd be free to do whatever I wanted, you know. Ugh. Okay, now to see if she takes the bait. Yes, I see your point. Barbed head. Yes. I know what happened yesterday. You perpetrated some sort of fraud or other misdemeanor while I was not watching. Huh. That explains why I misunderstood the voice of the High Priest's soul. Yes, of course. That is the only explanation. I was just trying to cheer her up. Now she thinks even less of me. I must not allow you to sully our sacred Hall of Justice with your misdeeds ever again. Therefore, today, I will be monitoring your every move once more. I will not fail to spot your misdeeds this time. The moment I see anything out of the ordinary, I will send you straight to prison. And you, boy, do not throw your lot in with this foreign devil.
But your benevolence...
It's okay, Albie. You don't need to worry about me. I'll be back before you know it. But first, I should probably lighten my load a little bit. Albie, would you mind holding on to some of this evidence for me? Or just, like, toss it
you
in
mean
that
the
river
junk?
there? Yeah, just toss that in, like, that river there. No one uses it for anything.
But the tiny sharks will eat it.
Good.
Of course not. I'm always glad to help.
Unnecessary
Kill some
evidence
tiny
unloaded onto Albie.
May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon you. Bye.
Now then, the scene of the crime is the logical place to start. If I recall correctly, the body was found at the Plaza of Devotion. Okay, time to move our fingers. Looks like the police already finished their investigation. To think someone would be killed here, a place devoted to prayer. A body outline and flowers? Did someone leave them here in the memory of the deceased? Huh? And there's something different about the prayer flags today. As the high priest's disciple, acolyte, zealot was utterly devoted to his training. First the high priest, now his devoted disciple. Maya Fey will pay for this. As I keep trying to tell you, Maya has nothing to do with any of this. And you can prove this how? What do you think I'm trying to do here? Gathering dirt and dust for the trial? You and your smart mouth. This is precisely why you and your lordly ilk are so reviled.
Hey, Mr. Wright.
Hi, Emma. Hey, Emma. It's that detective from your country again.
It's the princess.
You seem displeased that I'm here.
Oh, no. Don't be silly. Mr. Wright, I'm so sorry about what happened to Maya.
That's not your fault, Emma. You're just doing your job. If I had just done mine...
Mr. Wright.
Well, that's no use crying over spilled milk. Would you mind telling me what you know about the murder? It's do or die in court tomorrow, and I mean that literally.
Gladly. I'll help in any way I can. Bless you.
Remember, I have my eyes on the both of you, so see to it that you commit no misdeeds.
Of course not. You're talking to a professional here.
Let's see. How about starting with an overview of what happened?
Sure. The victim is Perez Zalat. Get it? He was the high priest's disciple. His body was discovered around noon today, right after the rite wrapped up.
So, during the High Priest murder trial.
That's right. Apparently, he had been here praying since the day before the rite even started. Talk about serious devotion.
You know,
That
this
guy
game,
was left behind like a piss river or something.
this game missed a very easy, cool joke. It could have been like, this is the rite of the Phoenix. Like, haha. It's like, okay. But they didn't do that.
I think the closest they ever get to that is like Rise from Ashes.
Yeah, I barely lasted a few minutes. But you've heard that before, Phoenix.
This is a picture of Mr. Zealot's body.
The dagger in his upper back looks like it would have been particularly painful.
Someone drew a turnip on his neck.
Is that a tattoo on the back of his neck? It's peach-shaped.
Close enough. Everyone started leaving when the praying was finally done. But the victim remained bent over in prayer, and when they went over to check on him...
They discovered he was dead, right? Because no one saw the fucking knife jabbed into his neck?
Yeah, the estimated time of death is May 9, sometime between the start of the rite and the discovery of the High Priest's body. In other words, we believe the crime took place during the purification rite, and the murder weapon was the same ceremonial dagger that killed the High Priest. The prosecution believes Maya came down the stairs after killing the High Priest, and then stabbed Mr. Zealot with the same dagger.
Circumstantial evidence does point to Maya, but what about the cause of death?
He apparently died instantly from the dagger that was left thrust into his upper back. Here's the autopsy report.
Don't worry, your boyfriend's not around to update it. Estimated time of death, you say? How can you know such a thing? I want to know. Well, Barbed Head, out with it.
Oh, so the Princess of the Spirit Medium Kingdom is interested in forensic science?
I have no interest in science, forensic or otherwise. Nevertheless, I will someday be a queen. As such, it would be wise to know what silly things the common folk believe in.
There's nothing silly about it. I'll have you know, even Prosecutor Sanmati holds forensics in high regard.
Does he? Perhaps I should not underestimate the power of science. Still, I suppose it is nothing much compared to the divination seance.
She really doesn't have an adorable bone in her body.
Emma, I think she's actually interested. Would you mind explaining it to her?
I guess I have to know. Okay, there are many ways to estimate the time of death, but the most well-known method uses the change in body temperature.
Interesting.
Body temperature drops at a steady rate from the moment a person dies. That means we can tell how long someone's been dead by measuring their temperature.
I see. That was quite enlightening. Barbed Head, present your forehead now. What? Why? You feel just a little over 95 degrees. It seems you are not dead yet. Of course I'm not. It was but a jest. After all, you're still the dead lawyer walking. I failed to see the humor in any of this. Were there any witnesses? With so many people here at the plaza, you'd think someone would have seen something.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But we haven't found a single witness.
How's that even possible? Because everyone was bent over. I avoided your prayer. Naturally. Oh, right, the back-shattering pose that nearly killed me. Still, you'd think someone would have noticed something.
I thought so too, but with the monk's scarf he had on, no one could see the dagger in his upper back. Plus, everyone was so absorbed in prayer, they didn't see or hear anything.
I can't believe this. What you choose to believe in is your choice, but the fact remains that there was no witnesses. However, there is one piece of irrefutable evidence. The dagger.
Sadly, yes.
Ugh. Speaking of the murder weapon, could you tell me a little bit about that murder weapon?
The killer used the Warbad dagger, the legendary weapon of Lady Kira. It was discovered impaled in the victim's upper back.
The accused fingerprints were found on the dagger, were they not?
Yes, they were.
I got a knife. With such irrefutable evidence, there is no questioning the accused's guilt. Not so fast. What about a motive? Maya had no reason to kill Acolyte Zealot. What did the police think of this matter? Maya had no reason to kill Acolyte Zealot. So you say, but let us now hear what the police think about the matter.
The police believe Maya is the Lady Kira figure who has been battling the rebels. And since Mr. Zealot was the disciple of the High Priest, who turned out to be a rebel...
He too was likely a rebel, and therefore meant the same untimely demise as his teacher.
Yes, that is how the police currently view this crime.
There's no way Maya's that Lady Kira vigilante.
I agree on a personal level, but the police are just going with what today's trial concluded.
I really blew it in court today. Flowers.
Alright, if you want, I can point out the specific things to look at up until we get caught up.
Sure.
Yep.
So these flowers are let here in the memory of Acolyte Zealot. What are they called? They are known as Namanda, and they are given to express sorrow when a life is lost. Seems offering flowers in memory of the dead is a universal practice. Well, that's a one.
Alright, next up, the carpet itself. And you'll have to do the white outline eventually, too.
Acolyte Zealot bent over in prayer. Died. There's no trace of blood in the ground, though. The fact that just a little bleeding could have meant it was a single stab to a vital point. Not that that would have been very difficult, considering the position it was in.
And then the carpet, yeah.
Acolyte Zealot was killed in a prayer pose. With his head bent over like that, the last thing he must have seen must have been this rug.
And a lot of piss.
It is a prayer rug woven by devout monks. May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon his departed soul. It's strange that there are no bloodstains, though, or piss. We changed the carpet. It's disgusting. Perhaps it was so cold his blood froze. Perhaps it was absorbed by his vestment. It is pretty cold. Maybe the blood really did just freeze inside his body.
And then that prayer flag to the right.
Ah, yeah, that weird one. This prayer flag looks much newer than the rest. Under benevolence, what does it say here? The dearest wishes of our subjects are written upon these prayer flags. Reading the prayers of others is considered rude. But if you must know... It says, at the usual spot, bring grub, the key too. This is one of the more direct and practical prayers I have ever seen. I wonder if it's even a prayer. Okay. That message on the prayer flag seems a little weird, but I think I've seen everything there is to see around here. You have not found or heard anything of particular worth. Are you ready to give up? No, I'm not calling it quits yet.
Does it look like you have any hope of winning, Mr. Wright?
Emma. Can't really say at this point. All I know is that I have to keep investigating. What are you two sneaks up to? I would advise you get back to work if you're done here, detective. Otherwise, I will report you to Prosecutor Sadmati for dereliction of duty. Jesus.
I'm going. Well, see you later, Mr. Wright. And good luck.
I should really pay a visit to everyone in every place connected with this case.
Let's start with the High Priest's house. That's where the walkthrough says to go next.
This is like the thing I did last.
You come back here later.
Yeah.
So basically, you'll do this, you'll go somewhere else, eventually you'll come back here, and that's where we'd stopped.
Hello. Sorry to bother you, but...
Oh, it's you.
Barbed Head, you were not contemplating casting suspicion upon Lady Believe, are you? She lost her beloved husband, and now Acolyte Zealot, who was like a son to her. Of course I'm not. But since she was close to both victims, I wanted to hear what she had to say. Very well. And then there's the fact that Lady Kira didn't attack Mrs. Inme. That probably means she isn't a rebel.
Is this about poor Pare? Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think I can talk about that right now.
But what about Maya? She's innocent.
Maya, I heard she was found guilty. First my dear husband, and now Pare.
Mrs. Inme, you don't really believe that Maya's the killer, do you?
I don't know. But that was the verdict, so what else can I believe? What else can I believe? What am I to do?
The verdict was already reached in your husband's case. But the truth of the matter is yet to be found.
How can you be so sure?
Because I believe that Maya is innocent. That is all I have right now, my faith in her. So please help me understand what happened.
So you're defending her based solely on faith, even though you'll be punished for abetting the accused?
That's right.
All right then. Your faith has moved me. I will tell you what I can.
Are you sure about this, Lady Beleep?
My lovely wife is also a devout follower of Koreanism. As such, she is not one to make light of another's faith. But if I find that you have lied about your faith in Maya Fey's innocence, I shall curse your entire family and all your disciples for the next 8 generations.
Hey, leave Athena and Apollo alone, buddy. Are they his descendants?
In a career sense.
How did Acolyte Zealot end up living here as your husband's disciple? Also, why not say your actual child?
That is funny.
About 2 years ago, while my husband was at a spiritual retreat in the mountains, he came across Pare collapsed on the ground. That's when he brought him here. You were always one to help those in need, weren't you, dear?
And he'd been living here ever since? About 2 years ago. That's around the same time I arrived in Crane.
Yes, he was born in a poor village and had nowhere to call home. My husband felt pity for the boy, so he took him in as his disciple. But not only as his disciple, he was like a member of our family, too.
I see. If this is where Acolyte Zealot lived, there might be something I could learn about from lying around here, but...
Check the framed photo on the desk. The left one. Left photo, but the desk is to the right.
Oh, that shit. A photo of the High Priest, his wife, Acolyte Zealot, and Maya. Since Maya's in it, it must have been taken the day before the Wright. Should ask Mrs. Himmy about it.
And then you just present it to her.
To think that this would be their final family photo. That no-good Maya Fey has some nerve. I mean, here she is, posing with the 2 men whom she would soon kill. I beg to differ. I see this photo as proof she didn't kill them. That smile of hers does not fool me. I sense a deep and abiding malice behind it. I'll prove Maya smile's the real deal. Really? That's all you needed to find, huh?
Well, we've already looked in here before. You present.
Oh, right. Well, you get hard punished if you click on that one. Takes like 30 minutes to kiss the fucking portrait. Alright, here we go.
Hit back. You hit the court record, but you have to actually hit the present button.
Oh, right.
And then show her the photo.
It's the photo. Can I ask you about this photo? Is it photorealistic?
It was taken during the Feast of Blessings, the day before the rite was held.
Feast of Blessings. Would you mind telling me a little bit more about it? The day before.
This photo was taken during the Feast of Blessings.
The Feast of Blessings.
Yes, it is forbidden to eat during the days of the rite, so the day before it's performed, we enjoy dishes full of gingo, an herb known to strengthen the body and mind. It's probably pronounced ginjo, now that I think about it. You loved the ginjo-based dishes I make, didn't you, dear?
Ginjo. Heard you can go 3 days without sleeping after eating some.
Yes, but many foreigners don't care for it because of its strong smell.
Does ginjo exist?
I think it's supposed to be based on ginger.
No.
Our customs say that these dishes can only be eaten the day before the purification rite, and only between noon and 3 p.m.
That's pretty specific. Is it because the smell's too strong?
A very good guess, indeed. It is to ensure the smell is gone by the time Lady Kira is welcomed the next day.
Wow, is it really that strong? Come to think of it, the evening before the murder, an overwhelming odor was all around town. It was like a cross between garlic and mint.
After the Feast of Blessings, Pare went over to the plaza to begin his supplication. I never thought that would be the last time I would see him.
What was Mai doing during at the time?
Shortly after Pare left, she went to the temple to prepare for the rite. I don't know what she did after that.
Sakala and Zell went out to pray the afternoon before the rite. According to the newspaper, the day before the rite, the plaza was so cold the whole place had iced over.
Pare also prayed a lot, that's why he's named that. Far more than anyone I have ever known. He was a devout young man whose faith was twice as strong as others.
I don't really know why, but that's kind of intimidating to me. Thought I'd made some progress by now, but I haven't come across any particular insightful information, even here. You seem disappointed. Mrs. Inmi, is there anything else you could actually tell me?
Forgive me, but if I keep thinking about those two any longer...
Barbed head? Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. Sorry to have troubled you. We've paid a visit to all the people and places connected with this case. Oh. Damn, I guess we've really skipped a bunch of shit. I think it's about time you prepare yourself for the inevitable, don't you?
So now move to the detention center.
I guess we... that line is definitely supposed to be seen last. Hey, Maya. Maya sure looks tired. I'm so sorry, Maya. I failed to defend you during that trial earlier today.
Good call. I'm sorry too, Nick. I never meant to get caught up in this whole mess. Even worse, I got you caught up in it too, and you were convicted under that stupid law.
Yeah.
Nick, you should really withdraw
That's
from this case. Maybe they'll even commute your sentence if you do.
I could never abandon you like that. You might not believe me, but I'm gonna pull off a win somehow.
It's not like I don't believe in you, it's just...
Don't worry. Maybe this extra day in court's a blessing from the Holy Mother. Let's use it to our advantage. We'll turn this trial inside out and upside down. You'll see.
Okay.
You're awfully quiet, your benevolence. It is only a matter of time until your executions are carried out. I simply thought I would allow you to a good talk before you depart from this world. Sorry, but we're not giving up just yet, and we won't fight, and we won't until the bitter end. There's no need to put on a brave face. Your fates were sealed with today's verdict. Worry not of Maya Fey. The Twilight Realm will cleanse the taint from that neophyte practitioner's soul. Then perhaps the Holy Mother may finally forgive her. Wait. Was that her attempt at comforting me? Barbed head, for the resistance shall come to naught. Stop your desperate struggle. Accept the judgment that has been passed upon you. She obviously doesn't know me very well. Then perhaps your sentence will be commuted and...
Hold it right there, your benevolence. Why do you always have to be like that?
Maya, what are you... What is the matter? I was simply showing some mercy upon your souls.
Nick here is risking his life to defend me.
And that is why I told you it will come to...
No, it won't. Nick is just doing what lawyers are supposed to. He's defending his client no matter what.
Enough! There is no place for lawyers in the Hall of Justice. For we have the divination seance.
But your insights were wrong.
Oh boy, that's gotta hurt.
Don't you get it? Errors are bound to happen if your insights are accepted without question. So I ask you, Royal Priestess, what is your true duty? Do the victims' souls or the Holy Mother herself wish you to judge people in error?
You dare bring Her Holiness's name into this? You know nothing, you phony baloney. Please, you two, enough already.
Sorry, Nick. I got a little carried away. That's not really like me, huh?
No, I should be thanking you, Maya. It's good to have you in my corner. How dare you mock me so? You will not get away with this. I was a fool to show you compassion, and to think I could convince you to accept your fate. So struggle all you want in the Hall of Justice tomorrow. You'll receive your just deserts as the scorn of our kingdom is heaped upon you. I can see straight through that contorted smile on your face, you know. She may say these terrible things, but it's just the way she was raised, I guess. And that's probably going to be...
If we finish the detention center stuff and move back to the High Priest's house, then we'll be exactly where you had left off.
Okay, then. Could you try to remember what happened one more time?
I've been trying as hard as I can, but I can't remember anything from the middle of the ride onward.
Oh, right. Wink. You suddenly felt sleepy, and everything after that is a blank.
Even so, I didn't kill anyone, and I'm not the one going around dressed like Lady Kira. Although it's kind of cool to think there's a mysterious female vigilante out there. I want her to kiss me.
Hey, you know, we had one of those, mysterious female vigilante. Her name was Kay Faraday.
Oh, yeah, I think her and Emma are an item, right? I think I heard about that. Yeah.
Emma hasn't seen her in like 7 years.
What are you talking? No, the headcanon, Nick, the headcanon.
This headcanon's great. I'm talking about, like, the fucking truth. Were you close to Acolyte Zealot?
We met several times during the meetings about the Wright, but I didn't know him very well. He seemed pretty quiet.
He has a winter smile. Didn't you eat together the day before the Wright?
Yeah, we ate this one super stinky dish, but it was actually really good. I wasn't sure I'd like it, but it was love at first bite. Like, you know the salty noodles at Eldoon's Noodles? It's like if you added garlic and herbs to that, and then let it simmer for a really long time.
Sounds more like a hot pot than ramen to me at that point.
Now I miss ramen too.
So was that Acolyte Zealot like? So what was Acolyte Zealot like when you were eating?
He seemed to be enjoying the food, but as soon as we were done, he left to go pray.
What'd you do?
Oh, I returned to the temple to prepare for the rite.
It coincides with Miss Mi's description of events. Any idea who might be pretending to be Lady Kira?
When the rite started, it was just me and Abbott and me.
The seance vision showed a third person who looked just like Lady Kira.
I know. Lady Kira, I wish I could have seen her in the flesh.
Yeah. Let's stay focused on this case, shall we? It was supposed to have been impossible for a third party to enter the inner sanctum.
Ah, but what if she came from the sky? You know, like that bushy-bearded paratrooper. That mountain would have been no match for Lady Kira's wings.
That's from the Plumed Punisher TV show, right?
How'd you know?
Because the real Lady Kira doesn't have wings.
Oh, I've got it this time. There must be a secret room with a secret door at the inner sanctum. Did you know there are 88 secret Plume Punisher bases here in Kurain?
Can we please stop talking about the Plume Punisher show for just a second, Maya?
I guess so. Keeping it real is much harder than it looks.
Well, I should get going now.
Sorry I wasn't any help.
Don't worry, I've got this. We'll beat the charges tomorrow and be on the first plane back home before you know it. Then we'll go grab dinner at Eldune's or your favorite burger joint. You pick.
Sounds good. I think I'll get the extra large hamburg steak topping on my salty bowl. Best of both worlds.
You can have whatever you like, but first I have to beat the charges.
Ah, I almost forgot.
What is it?
I have a favor to ask.
Okay, but why are we whispering?
I forgot I left something at the High Priest's house. It's super important. Would you mind getting and holding onto it for me?
Sure, so what's this super important thing?
In my bag, you'll find a folding book. It's only given to the priestess who performs the rite. It's called the Tome of Secrets.
That does sound important. How could you leave something like that lying around? That explains all the whispering. If Rafe found out, all hell would break loose.
Look, it's got Lady Kira's real name written in it, so...
Oop.
Don't tell anyone I told you that. In fact, just forget I said anything at all. It's supposed to be a secret.
Oop, shoot. The Tome of Secrets contains secrets? Imagine that. What are you two whispering about? Nothing. It's just she forgot something, so I told her I'd go get it. You were up to something. I just know it.
Thanks, Nick. I'm counting on you.
And that's where we actually leave off.
Yeah. Yeah.
How could I leave
where...
off on the Tome of Secrets without figuring out what the secret was?
Yeah, I think, I checked the video to be sure. You were saved right on the, like... You show up there and it's like, you know, May, whatever day of the week, or whatever day of the month it is. So we are now officially back to where we were.
Only took 2 parts. Woohoo!
Yeah, and now it's, since we did this in 2 full episodes, if, you know, if Super ever wants to watch it or something, then we could just be like, oh yeah, you don't have to, like, go into the middle of episode whatever. It's like, no, it's episode 10, or episode 11, or whatever.
It's like 14, I don't remember. Some number.
So from now on, I will be less helpful unless you tell me to give you the answer.
Okay. That's been Phoenix wrong. He's been wronged. He's also guilty.
You know who else has been wronged? Fucking Haida didn't get his damn Taco Bell. This is
fucking
like Kay
well, actually,
with...
he did it. He did get it. He carved it out of his organs.
This is like Kay with the Grimace Shake all over again.
But it was an entire Taco Bell order. It was everything. The guard ate everything.
Yeah, I mean, you...
But he did carve it out of his entrails.
I would rip out someone's entrails for a chicken quesadilla.
Good to know. So if we do happen to stop it... yeah, it wouldn't be open 24 hours. Dang. Maya's looking at us like... I got a Taco Bell order, and there's no guards nearby who are gonna steal it. Hey, who's that behind me, Nick?